Hi, welcome back to Barely D&D. This is your sort of Dungeons and Dragons podcast. We're coming back to you live, not live. It is recorded. And this is the Accidental Adventures. I'm officially your host because I'm the one holding the microphone on a pencil. Therefore, I am the host. And did that come through, or did it just sound like terror in your ears?
Yes.
Okay. Great. So we are having a fun and dandy time. Abe and Mike are back in the same place. Yes.
Abby, Micah moved the mic to Abby. Abby started to talk. Micah moved it away. Abby stopped talking. Micah moved it back. Abby started talking again. Micah moved it away. All in like half a second. It was like, All right. This is episode 161 of the Accidental Adventures. Before we get into it, our letter question: if Gillum, the guy from the last episode, was a permanent member, like a core member of your character's life, what role would he play, and what would that be like? And who's the DM NPC?
Oh. I know my answer.
Okay. Who's the DM NPC?
The Count. No, wait, he's dead. I would like to know what the Count would think of him, though.
Abby, you don't have the pencil?
No, lady.
What?
What?
I vote Poop Bucket Lady.
Bessa Oud?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. All right.
Poop Bucket Lady.
I got mine.
Okay. All right. So let's start with Ro. She's got an answer.
He would just be like the creepy guy that like comes over at Thanksgiving and he's like, I'm your uncle, but he's not really your uncle, but he's just creepy. And you just kind of nod and smile and don't sit by him.
I can feel that. Craig?
Zach, do you remember that real person in our lives who lived with our grandparents for a little while and actually turned out to not be a good person?
Yes.
That's who he reminds me of.
That's so good. Whoa,
That's who he reminds me of.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just like kind of creeped out because I'm like met the dude.
That's wow.
I don't understand the question. Could you say it one more time?
Yeah, Gillum, the guy from the last session. Who would he be to your character? Like if he was a permanent fixture of their lives, who would he be? Yeah, okay. Killer answer, Mikkel. Killer answer.
To give context to that being personal life stuff, basically the description of this person is weirdly like dance close to you. Like
I had some experience with this guy I did not have.
Yeah, I stayed over there. Like like just kind of weird vibes, and you kind of like just like creepy
dance
vibes.
Close to you?
No, it wasn't that. It was just his presence was
close
very,
to you.
His presence is very it's too close, even though he's standing a normal distance.
Micah,
you know what I mean?
thought you said dance close to you, and I was like, you were over there with me and Bobby, and the guy was like, "How you been, dude? You good? How are you? Your grandparents?"
Hey, no.
I'm being overpaid and providing no service to the property. Hey. Yeah.
I'm using them. Okay. Hey. Basically.
Heck yeah. Okay. Grabby.
Okay.
Grabalicious. Oh man.
I think I fear that Gretta would get along with this character. I also fear that Gretta has been this character. And I want to use this time to say that I met a real life Dungeons and Dragons NPC. There was a man who came into the bookstore and he like stood outside the bookstore that I work at, like reading the posters, and I kid you not, like going like this.
What?
Yeah. Just like making that like noise. And I was like, oh, this man is going to come in and I'm going to have to like ask my coworker. I'm going to have to go get my tall man coworker to like stand in here with me. And he came in and he made that noise.
I'm so sorry, because this is a real thing that's happening to you, and I want to empathize, but this is amazing.
No, he said, hey, welcome in. And he was like, yeah, just your local neighborhood creep. And I said, I was like, I wouldn't lead with that. Like, I wouldn't introduce yourself that way. He took like a couple magazines, tried to pay me for them. I was like, no, dude, those are free. Take the magazine. And then he left. And I just want I was a little nervous because I was like, oh no, I was like, oh no, this man is like not stable. Like, I'm going to have to like.
You're mentally unwell.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh no, he's just like, I've heard Zach play this guy. Like, you know, and it turns out he wasn't. He was just like a weird old man, maybe a little bit, but like he was chill.
Was he?
And I
was he
like,
actually making that noise? Just like,
so he would go, and he would read it close to be like, oh yeah, Texas Theater, yeah. Like, but like the
I
like, yeah, he reminded me of Blannis Clarendon, like just like Blannis Clarendon. And I was like, Zach's funky NPCs has made me better at interacting with the colorful personalities that I encounter in my retail job.
And Abby said, I know what to do here. And she got down on all fours and started making noises.
And mad back.
He said, where are your magazines? And she said, ever seen a hag? your manager walks into the store and you're over there going, I'm casting inflict wounds.
Hon, I got this. Yeah. So that's my answer. That's my answer.
Phenomenal.
And the lesson I want to share is like D&D NPCs are real people.
Yep.
This is not a game. This
Like,
is all real.
We've all met a Thaddeus. What was his name? Was that his name?
Who?
Thespis?
We've all met a Thespis, and yesterday I met Blannis Clarendon.
I literally transported to Unsen. I went to a French bakery, and they were like, I felt like I was in a D&D French bakery tavern, like in Unsen, like they had like French accents. They were literally from France, and it was like quite an amazing experience. And I literally went to talk to strangers just because I wanted to feel like I was in D&D. Like I started conversations with strangers to feel like I was in D&D.
Zach, you've like broken our brains in any way that we've played D&D at too young of an age. So now anything that we experience, we're like, oh, just like D&D. Oh, I've done this in D&D. So
well, I got in trouble
Put
because
on
I
my
was past
taxes?
spells and students the other day, and not supposed to do that. They were like, "What are you doing there?" And I kept going, "Estresendu," and they were like, "Just teach the lesson, guy." What would Bazz do with Gillum?
Are you just the guy that you realize that you've said like, oh wow, no way, so cool, like 20 times in a row, and you're like waiting for them to like figure it, like contributing 0 to the conversation, but just like waiting for them to feel satisfied with what
I don't know. He's an empath. I think he's contributing a lot, Landon.
You know.
Your three grad school female friends keep taking you to parties, but you don't want to be there, but you just go with them because you're trying to look after them, but then it's too much inside, so that you go stand on the patio, and then there's 6 frat dudes out there just absolutely hammered, and they proceed to spend the next 2 hours telling you about their stock choices, and you're just like, wow, yeah, cool, yeah.
So what, you've never seen The Godfather type energy?
Oh my goodness. Specific experience had many times.
Yeah,
Anywho, to
specific.
Bessa Ood, I would say Gillum would be a murder victim. I'd say she would have killed him, probably.
With her poop knife.
Unless, and this is a dark timeline. I hate to say this. They might also get along, kind of the way.
Lover.
No. Kind of the way
Murder
Gretta
victims to lovers.
and Gillum might.
It's a new trope.
Well, that's let's not think about that too much. But in the same way that Gretta might get along with Gillum, I think Bessa Ood might, like, he's like, oh, you poop with that? And she's just like, I do, and you know, like, yeah, it's. I think it could work, actually. I think they could be buddies in a dark, dark way. All right. This has been weird, and let me tell you, it's probably going to get weirder. This is episode 161, except there might be seriousness. Episode 161 of the Accidental Adventures for my Note-Taking Nerds, Manibus Matters, or Manibus Matters.
What? Which one?
Manibus Matters.
Oh. When you said Manibus, I thought...
Like the adjective.
When you said Manibus, my brain went to cannibal, and I was like, oh, it is going to get dark. Yeah,
that's why I thought this would immediately devolve into misconceptions, so I decided to just make it the noun instead of the adjective. All right. So, Manibus Matters. It's a level 14 adventure. The date's 3488 PB. Let's call it the 6th. Let's make it the next day.
Oh, man.
Call it 6th. You guys did a lot. Okay. 'Tis another day in the Telethian winter. What's that party do? You know what? Before we get cracking, let me ask this question.
Okay.
Before we get cracking, let me ask this question.
Yes.
Rowan Craig, I know that your exercise was a tradition with Bilfrey and Ploth.
Mm-hmm.
And there was probably a period of grieving. And I mean, it's not long ago since their terrible death. Have you all resumed those morning workouts, or has that tradition passed with them?
I think for Craig, it's not as consistent as it was. He still does it, but I think there's less motivation to do it. Because what was a bonding experience? Oh, we're about to lose him.
What?
No.
They're about to lose us.
Oh.
Micah can feel it coming the way an old person can feel storms in their
You
body.
are frozen.
We're in... Oh. Time to
I mean, we're good.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I think what was like a really motivating bonding experience now is not there anymore as much. But I think that, like, he still does it. It's just some days the, like, weight of knowing that he's not going to have them do it with, like, that, like, weight kind of eats him up and he just stays in bed.
I think Ro would make it a point, because she kind of knew this, that it was kind of their thing, and I'd kind of joined in. I think she would make a point that anytime Craig does it, she for sure does it with him so that he's not alone. Like, she does it to be, like, supportive, and she wants, but I think if he's not doing it, she almost, like, in a weird way, she almost feels like it's disrespectful to do it without Craig or them. Like, she does it in support of Craig.
Okay.
All
right.
What's wrong? You guys are looking off to the side of the screen very scared, like.
Hey, Landon, what was that? That friend that... Oh, my gosh. What was that friend that you had in the light?
Abby's pissing.
Benson? Do you remember Benson, Landon?
Benson Boone? You were friends with Benson Boone?
Landon, do you remember Benson in the light? At your
the
first
cockroach that lived in our ceiling light at the apartment?
Oh, no.
Yeah, he has
the water bug. It was a garland water bug. Zach knows what that is.
Why is it a garland
Really
one?
big roaches there, yeah.
Yeah, a really big roach. The people called them water bugs because they wanted to not feel as scared about them. That's what I think.
Got you.
But these are the biggest, most nastiest roaches you have ever seen in your entire life.
Oh, gosh.
And somehow got stuck in our ceiling light.
Did you whap them?
It was big. It was thickums.
Yeah.
Did you get it, Abby?
That was really gross.
Abby's officially an adult. She had to kill her
Good
own
job,
dog in
Abby.
her own
Nice.
place.
Welcome to apartment living.
Now you're an apartment owner.
Yep, that's part of having an apartment. Wait till you see their antennas sticking out of the plugs, because then you'll know that you got it.
Oh,
bad.
stop it. I miss living in an apartment because in my apartment there were no bugs.
Okay.
Really?
That's
Rag.
that's
It was
what it was
because
like
I
in
was on
ours.
the
That's how we
third
knew we needed more
floor and I
traps
was
to
in
call the
California.
maintenance office.
So it was
Is
different.
if there were antennas sticking out of your light switches or like light
The slugs.
I will refrain from telling you my roach stories because roaches were my roommates when I lived in Garland because our house is bad.
I'm feeling sick.
I'll
Garland is
refrain
bad.
from my roach stories. I'll refrain. But anywho,
I'm sweating.
so Ro and Craig work out with some frequency or
Yeah, like Craig, you make the call, and I'll do. Like I said, Ro just like when she sees Craig is up, she's like, okay, time to go.
No,
Be
Craig
there.
pulls her out of bed. He gives
I
you the
don't
option.
feel-
He's like, he goes up to you and goes, "Hey, I'm gonna work out. Do you want to work out?"
Yeah, I guess, and she always says yes. If you want to do that, yeah.
so.
Because I feel like Ro is she's like she's a good early riser. She's not like
let's
me.
just call
Okay.
let's just call this a 3d4 thing then, because this has been very vague. Ro, why don't you roll 3d4 for me?
Where's my 4?
Was my workout list for you days or hours?
I don't know. I think it was days because it's
Okay.
out of 322.
Okay, yeah.
You
days.
think that's days or hours?
Yeah. No, 322 days in a yellow brain.
Yeah.
So.
3d4.
We have rolled so little dice this session.
That is 9.
You have 9 more days.
Kid.
You have worked out. With Krieg. All right, anywho, back to y'all's business. What are you doing this day, the 6th, your second day here in Parsage? Or no, third. Your third day here in Parsage.
Okay.
Good. Good
Okay,
stuff. Not
I'll
everybody
go.
at once.
I want to show Spagoober and Nom if I invite Nom. I don't know if she'll go, but I invite Nom around Parsage and want to show them around.
Yeah, okay. So we wake up in the morning and it's a weird morning. It's a weird morning because you all have spent the last more than a year together on a ship, and now you are not. Gotcha, Lando. And is it a jump in now thing or a later thing, Lando? Okay, you're typing it up. I'm gonna sneeze. I muted myself for that. I felt that. A little bit of my brain came out. Understood. Well, not really, Abby. My brain's up in my skull, guy. Oh, episode 2 energy. So it's a surreal experience because you all are suddenly now here in a home together, which is strange.
Weird.
And you all are also returning to a place you once were, only briefly, a very long time ago, for which you feel nostalgia, but then is also at a very different time of year. And then also you guys are coming to be in this home together, which is like kind of a sweet thing, but then you are there without 2 members of your family, which is hard, and you're also there on the tail end of coming down off of one of the worst experiences of, if not the worst experience of many of your lives, but then also in this like kind place. So it's just a real cacophony of emotions, just good and bad and complicated and melancholy all wrapped together. But Spagoober's, it's subtle, but he's had a marked change in demeanor since arriving. He has been very understandably somber, as you all have experienced in the last couple weeks, following Bilfrey and Ploff's death, because it was awful. But he is a calmer levity than his usual kind, less of his saccharine enthusiasm. But there is a levity returning to him, and it's like a calm. And on the one hand, while he is suddenly a captain without a ship and without a crew, the loss of that negative experience, he's kind of like pivoting in a different direction. And he gets up pretty early on the 6th, and he's like homemaking. And like you guys wake up and he's already up and he's making you breakfast. And there's access to more food options than there were previously. And Nom is surprisingly present. When you offer for her to go into Town Row, she does not join. She goes, "No, thanks, bro, but I'm good. I'm just gonna be here, okay? But thanks for bringing me. I appreciate it." And we talked about it a while back. Thanks. But she's like not just spending all day hiding in her bunk the way she had for weeks now. And she is kind of like a cat, slowly exploring the place and like moving around the home and looking at things. And she even like looks out the window some.
I tell her about that there's a place under the oven that we should show her later.
I'm sorry, you said under an oven?
Under the stove, there's like a whole cavernous area, and there's a pond with some really cool fish. I think you'll like it down
We've been
there.
together for a while now, so I just accept at this point. But you guys are like, weird is like who you guys are.
Yeah.
You know, like
Also, we
can't just be a house.
We talked to a man about getting you some wheat, so that
Like,
Can I jump in here?
make bread.
Yeah. What is up? It's early morning.
We have a sorry. We have a someone's making you a bread oven. It's
oven?
not done yet, but it'll be done soon. That's why we're
Where?
getting the wheat. I think she might put it out on the back porch or in here. I'm not sure yet. It kind of depends on where you want it.
Wow.
But she should be done soon.
Okay.
DM, do you know when she'd be? Do you know? I forgot.
You all
I
have
just
not
took
checked in
notes.
on it. You've not checked
Okay,
in on it.
okay.
Oh,
Okay,
but
well
not
then I say
even
I'll go check in on it today. But what else?
Okay.
I know wheat. What else do you need to make bread? Or I guess I can ask someone else. But I guess
mean,
I would want to know what
okay.
you specifically like to make bread with.
I'll write up a list of ingredients.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. And think about where you want it when it's done.
Didn't
We can-
she say that it needed to be? This is me, player. Didn't she say that it needed to be outside?
She
I
did.
feel
Okay.
like she told us it had to be
It's
outside.
large and fire burning.
Well, then we'll just it'll have to be outside, but just think about where you might want it to be outside.
Okay. Maybe behind the home, facing away from the town.
Yeah. Well, and it could be as close, maybe not too close to the house.
Are
but,
you guys staying here, or are you going?
I mean, we have to go away at least a little bit more, but after everything settles down, I think I might spend. But I don't know about other people. I don't want to speak for
Okay, I
everyone. but
don't have to pressure you. Thanks. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go help Spagooper with the dishes.
Okay.
If you guys are gonna bring anybody over, could you let me know ahead of time?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I have a question,
Thanks,
DM.
Yeah.
So, you say that she's like a cat. And I know cats often bond to like one person.
She is a person. I'm just using it metaphorical comparison in this
No,
circumstances, but please continue.
I was meaning like, do you think that she's bonded a lot more to Schwagoober than us because of the loss and they had to grieve together on the ship?
You
think
can
that's-
give me an insight check, Craig.
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, kind of inside.
Okay. Ugh, gotta get you all some physical dice.
I promise when I finish unpacking, I'll have it. So it's +1. So that is 14.
Barbarian no more. He's a Palidane now. The DC's a little lower because, well, the DC is what it is. What I mean to say is that you know Nom fairly well. Now, how well do you know Nom is its own question. But you spent a lot of time with this person, and Craig, you do perceive that not only have they gone through. First of all, you put together that you were able to tell in your time on the Porbet, of which you spent a lot, that, and you know what? Actually, hold on. Let me wind it back even a little more. Something worth pointing out is that even though you all have spent so very much time away from the ship, and you've spent more time away than there, you still spent collectively more than 7 months on the ship together. So you spent a great deal of time with your crew and its members. And in that time, you saw that the people Nom was most comfortable with were Bilfrey and Ploff. That at a very basic level, I mean, you know, they all as goblinoids understood something that they had similar experiences, especially as goblinkin in Yalabrin, that there's an experience there that they understood that others didn't, and that Nom felt more immediately close to them than anyone else. And that then on top of that, they were more similar people for complicated interconnected reasons, both connecting to their backgrounds, but then also just as individuals, that like they were all more reticent, and they were all, you know, people of fewer words and all that. And that if you recall, there was truly no one Nom liked less than Spaguber in the beginning. But a very, very long time ago, you know, almost 2 years ago now. But you also have noticed that has clearly shifted. And part of that you realize is probably just Spaguber's slow ability to just kind of, I don't know, get his roots in people. I don't know a better way to like just to grow on them, you know? But then also, you do imagine that it's a lot of isolated time together, and friendship or Stockholm syndrome. I mean, they have made a connection one way or another, and you do imagine that with all that afterward, that the loss of the Akals, he is probably. I mean, you think of the life Nom has told you about, and it has been mostly loss and separation, and but this is probably the most proximate, the safest person to be around for Nom. It occurs to you. Though the depth of those specific experiences, because Craig's been through some crap now, especially in the last year. You guys have gone through an insane life in the last almost 2 years. However, in a more long-term sense, there are probably some experiences Craig can't identify with there, but he's able to make those basic observations.
Yeah. Good to know.
As a small additional note, before we go to Landon's thing, or to Bazz's thing, rather, Greta, as you are going about your business in the morning, you do check the back door and find that the cup of water you put out is, you know, ice, because cold. So you just have a cup of ice on the back patio.
Okay.
The bowl is empty, and bundled up on the like half-frozen blankets is a very fat old raccoon, who is also covered in chicken feathers, and has a little bit of blood on him.
No.
Because you have released a wild predator into this small community. So someone around here probably has some dead chickens, or a lack of chickens. But your raccoon has returned and looks very cold and bundled up on himself in his fur in the cold.
As someone who has a flock of chickens with raccoons that chase after them, they run away after they get one. If they can get one, then they're like, all right, like peace out. Like one chicken, and they're out of there. And sometimes all they have to do is get their paws in there and then grab the chickens and then just like through a grate, and then they can dig under and get
Raccoons
them out.
are grabby. Grabbing is
They're very
really,
grabby.
That is the defining characteristic of a raccoon. Is
Deceptively
grabbing.
Peaceful until that happens.
Yes.
Wow.
Um.
Gretta.
Raccoon.
Gretta
Raccoon.
goes in. What are we having for breakfast?
Chicken.
Inspiration, Landon. No, you guys are having like some food. There are some Telethian tubers, very, very similar to potatoes, and a little bit of sausage. And there's some seasoning with it, and some bread, some home bread. Like, you guys are having a meal, a breakfast this morning.
Take a little bit of the sausage and I put it in the bowl. I put it in the bowl.
He like
And I
whips
take
up his
the
head.
ice.
tears the sausage apart and then turns up and looks at you.
I open the door to see if he wants to come inside.
He
Actually,
darts
I don't.
inside.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. I yell.
He's in.
I go, oh.
And you
I
hear,
go, Nom.
what is that? From inside.
Wait, Nom knows the raccoon.
Well, and then a second later, Mom goes, ow.
I was kind of hoping we left that on the boat. Thanks, Greta.
And
Sorry.
Cooper goes,
Oh, you're welcome back, my angry friend.
and then,
Now, keep it. No, away from the No, that is people food. Who keeps feeding him?
and he's in.
Greta goes for a walk.
Okay.
Does Spagoober
Bazz,
go with me to town?
Before Ro leaves,
Okay.
I ask if I can borrow the Stone of Past Paths from her.
Oh, yeah, here you go.
Cool. Thank you.
No, you can't. I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna go back to the fight where Dolgoth is, and I'm going to look for the guy that ran off yelling "Fear the Fungice." I'm just gonna follow that path for a while.
Okay.
I
All
love
right.
that.
So Bazz strolls into town. Bazz, are we fully armored? Are we just in day clothes? Which are
No, I'm armored. I'm in my thing. I mean, he wears leather armor, so he's like
sure.
he's not full plate or anything like a madman.
For sure. So you're moving around in your other armor, and still some coats and stuff to stay warm and all that.
I also want to see if I can
and,
spot where the dead chicken came from. If while I'm walking around town, that's like a B plot, not like primary.
Okay, give me an investigation check passively. Throw one in there.
I'm gonna burn my inspiration.
Okay.
Oh, Zach, a 5 and then a nat 1.
Do you have a per diem?
I do have a nat 1. I do have a per diem. What's my per diem?
D4. Jackie and Landon both have
So
per
that's
diems.
5 plus 6 is 11 plus D4.
Okay.
You got a 2. That's 13.
Okay.
Plus guidance.
Really
Plus
good
guidance. Don't tell me the results. 14.
Really turning
Pumping
around
it
on that
up.
one. Bazz, you try to do some nonchalant snooping as you stroll through town, but you do. Here's the thing: you don't find any clear path, but you do find some feathers near a home, and you can't see where they go from there. Be like,
All right. Put a pin in that.
it was
I
definitely
notate
killed
where-
somewhere, and then drug around, and then eaten somewhere, and then the raccoon moved from there. But you attract some attention, Bazz. You make it like 15 or you make it like a couple hundred feet into town, and people start being like, "Oh, hello, Mr. Bazz, welcome back. How have you been?" And you watch as like 6 different town members like start to get excited, try to calm themselves, and then can't help it, and then, "Oh, you're back. How have you been? What are you? Are you all staying long this time?" And you have a number of people try to approach you. What's working in your favor is that the town is just not as busy as it is sometimes. I mean, it's fairly. So many people are like alone, huddled up in their homes in the cold. Any particular thing to try to get these people away from you, or are you just like, they're there. I'm gonna let them be around.
They're fine if they're around, but I am moving with purpose, looking at
Excellent.
something. So
You
it's
have
like
to do
they're
some
they're
small talk.
definitely approaching somebody who is politely responding, but also a little bit closed
Gotcha.
off.
And though looking a little disappointed, some people take the hint and then just keep staring at you wherever you go. One guy keeps walking with you and goes, "Are you looking for something? What is it? What's at your hip?" And you're just like, ugh. But you keep walking, and it's a little annoying, but he's there. As you clearly remember the part in town where there was the fight, and you hold up the side of past paths, and as you hold up the stone, you think of the steps, and you see them moving northeasterly out of town and following the main road up.
Yeah, I follow him for a little bit.
Okay. You wind up walking all the way through town, which it's not a very big village. I mean, it's a very small town. It's a couple hundred buildings max, if it doesn't even really get to 200. So, 5 minutes later, you're on the other side of town, and you can see that they followed that road northward.
Yeah, I'd probably walk a mile.
Okay, and you do travel up the trail, and that guy's with you, a good 1,000 feet out of town, and eventually he kind of breaks off and goes, "Tomorrow then," and like walks back into town. But you're on your way for a little bit. It's beautiful and peaceful, rolling snow everywhere, because this is a very open plains-filled landscape otherwise the rest of the year. So it's just open snow everywhere. It's gorgeous. And it's beginning to get a little more overcast ahead again. You get the feeling it might snow again today. But as you tread further
this is
northward...
a concentration spell, Zachary. So it lasts for 8 hours, the suggestion that I made to him. But I don't know when concentration would have broken. Would it have broken when I left with... at Mutai? Would it kept on going? Because I don't think I ever purposefully dropped it.
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
Come on. Oh man, I got a 12.
Okay. I mean, what you recall with clarity is that you never dropped the spell, and that you did overcome his will. So, I mean, it's possible you might be overlooking some intricacies, but you're a very magically adept and capable person, and you figure that, I mean, he probably would have kept going for the duration as much as you can reason.
What I was wondering is, I wonder if somebody intercepted him before, is what I was wondering.
Sure.
I was wondering if, he ran into things before he got to...
Could be.
8 hours
Could be.
in.
But you don't know. But as you keep walking a mile northward, the tracks do not stop. I mean, as you keep following past paths, every time you bring the stone back up to your eye, so tread onward the steps.
How far forward can I see through the snow? That they go?
It's following the dirt road, which does eventually become laden in snow. But the kind of cool thing you realize about past paths is that it is magically recalling information. It is a divination item. And as you look through the stone, you realize that the tracks are under the snow, but they don't cease. You continue to be able to see them, which is pretty cool. There is a physical covering that would have stopped anyone even months and months ago from doing the tracking, but the stone continues to pick up their steps. And I mean, out to hundreds of feet, you can see that the paths continue. Doesn't look like they stop.
Bazz has the idea. He's thinking about wild shaping into some kind of bird and flying, a little bit farther, a lot farther, to see if they're still on the main road going to town. But I don't know. I wasn't there when we first got there. The information we got, would he think that there is an inherent amount of risk to doing that, with the Kefkin occupying force of the city, or based on the information, would he feel like there's a reasonable amount of certainty he wouldn't get arrested by an army?
You have heard that the Kefkins are greatly withdrawn from this area, was the last piece of information you received.
Okay. And I don't want to draw any attention to Parsage.
I mean, all sorts of things could be possible as a course of action. An augury spell might be able to tell you more. But, I mean, to your last recollection, you were told that the Kefkins are greatly withdrawn from this place.
Okay.
And apparently from most nations in the Earth and Blue. Do you...
Alrighty. Oh, I think I am going to... How far away is the main city from this town? We came here from there. I would know.
Talk among yourselves. You also did it. You came back to Parsage from the main city via some underground network that you were following in a cart, and slept through a great deal of it over the course of a day. But talk amongst yourselves, and I can give you an answer. I think these maps are to scale. Yes, they are.
What I'm wondering is if he got 8 hours and then did something. And if 8 hours of walking, how long of flying?
And then he was like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah. The tracks don't double back to Parsage or anything. He never came back.
Oh, you're right.
You are not seeing it.
That was smart. I didn't think about that. That would have been awkward. Abby, I like your tomato pillow.
Jake and Annabelle got it for me.
Nice.
I have another one.
Oh,
And
never
I
mind.
hung your tomato sign right up there. You can't see it, but it's up there.
That's so cool. I love
It's
the
a tomato
tomatoes. I love the
Um,
tomatoes.
This is a guesstimation because the two maps are very different sizes, but I feel fairly certain that Bazz, I am not mistaken that you guys have a world map, correct?
That we have a
Party-
world map?
The party has procured a world map, correct?
Yes.
Quite some time ago. Yes.
Yes.
Bazz, examining the map, which is in your possession, and you could have brought with you, and then considering the distances you've traveled, you reason that the distance between the capital of Telthanam, eponymously named, and Parsage itself is probably roughly 120 mile distance. So, I mean, day to travel on that ratio? I'm not sure off the top of my head. How many miles an average person walks in a day, but it is 120 mile distance you are able to reach.
24 hours to 7 days or more to walk 120 miles if you're walking constantly. It would take 4 days. But
Yeah.
a suggestion would stop at the point that it would cause actual harm to him. So
Right.
I guess, he would walk for all 8 hours and not be there.
I mean, one would assume, unless he is quite the speedy walker.
True. All right.
Unless he walks at about 100 miles an hour.
I guess this is a page we will not turn over today. I think Bazz does wild shape into a bird, but he just kind of flies back to the city.
Okay. Excellent. All right.
I'm like a bird.
Anything else from Bazz that morning?
He's gonna go back to the hideout, and he's going to look at use the Stone of Past Paths to kind of like look at common people that they know and see if they've been inside the house, like stranger people. He's gonna look at like the Manibus. He's gonna look at the king or the queen, princess people. He's gonna look at Lashla, Visket. He's gonna call up the names of
That is
me
a very...
score. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
that
any
is-
any
Count.
weird person like who's been here. The Count. Like he's gonna see if anybody's been here.
Understood. Bazz, as you peer through the side of Past Paths and do like a CSI sweep of your home, a clever use of the stone. You see no steps from Meescore, none from the Count, none from any of the members of the Manibus, none from King Ewan, nor Princess Mira. Were there other names there?
The Captain Generals that he's seen, Lashla, the
Do
big
not see any
Lashma's
footsteps from
on.
Lashla, nor from Lieutenant Visket, nor from General Vashnazan, nor from General Dolgoth.
What about the mage lady,
Yeah,
one that escaped?
the one that you guys were like kind of neutral pals with for a little bit.
Yes.
We all remember her. Everybody remembers her name. Let's all say it together on
Wait,
3.
who?
Therese.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Mage Lady, Dolgoth's Mage Lady.
The one that
Oh.
knows where all her family is.
Caladra. You do not see any steps from Caladra.
Okay. Might be worth talking to her to see if she knows what's going on with the Kepkins.
Jason steps from Nifty.
Bazz would not think about that, and he has not met Nifty.
Oh yeah.
Is Greta there at the
right.
cave?
Yeah, Greta could be there.
Well, then I don't mind if you like notice what I'm doing, and like if you want to ask that, I'll be like, I'm just checking to see if people have been here that might have, I don't know,
Yeah.
trapped it or been looking
Has
for
Nifty
us.
been here?
Are you asking me or Bazz?
Bah.
She asked me, and then I look into my little pier glass and I say,
Bazz, you do not know that person.
I give it to Greta.
I peeped for Nifty.
No steps,
For
Greta.
50.
All right.
No step.
And I think this is just a boring house. Actually, that's pretty good news.
Nothing but an empty
Hey, look
house.
at what continent are we on? We're on.
Narskina.
And where is this from? I'm trying to compartmentalize. It's been a long time since I've seen a world map. Like, who is from this area that would be like weirdly magical? That would have like known about the caves and gone in there and like had.
There is your world map. How visible is that? I can't hold it
Okay.
and show it at the same time. So there's the Earthen Bloom. Narskina is toward the center of the Earthen Bloom, near Chech, Vashtan, Yazlan, Biasta, and Kefk.
Okay, so it's like the heart of the civilized world. It's like next to the Kefkin Empire.
Yes, in the east at least. And Nosenyo's in the far north. Unsen's further
Oh,
south.
I look for Janice. I look for footsteps of Janice footsteps. See maybe if the Warriors of the Well have been here.
Okay. None come up. None come up.
Okay. Cool. I may be barking up a tree with no fruit, but it's,
That
eventually a
classic
barking
expression.
dog finds an
Food.
echo.
Okay. Thank you for that, Micah. Anything else from anybody? I mean, a clever move, Lando. Could have yielded something interesting.
If there's a lull, I would like to go look for something to buy.
Yes.
I'm just gonna I want to go into town and just peek through some of the stores and see if I can find anyone selling incense by chance.
Sense? Incense.
Incense.
Greta,
No,
you
it's
do
kind
some
of a
searching.
long shot.
And you are also required to beat off some nosy folks, and I mean it's hard to keep away all of the people who recognize you and your identity, and you start to notice that more people are drawn out of their home than you would expect to be drawn out of their home at this point in time, because they have realized the fungi have returned, and so people are like, yeah, I mean, I might as well go check the firewood stacks, and people are just finding reasons to be out places, and so
Is it cold?
yes, very,
So these
very.
people are braving the cold.
to try and get a glimpse of a fungi. Honestly, it's like upper 20s today, but it's even started snowing again, and there's some wind to it. It's unpleasant.
Yeah.
You do find that the goods store you had previously visited when here, that was described last time, is currently closed. It looks like it might even be closed for holiday season. You get the feeling that there's a time of year people aren't buying a lot of stuff. And you even think about the day of the week, and you hadn't considered oh, maybe this is like there might be some microcultural things going on here you're not aware of. But when you do find a common goods store, one of two in the town. There are 2 stores in this town. When you go around looking through it, you do not find any parsage, though you are offered any and every other thing under the sun. And the owner continues to remind you, and I'll offer you a hero's discount. 2 copper
you.
off of any purchase. Yes.
Oh wow. Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. What you've done for our town could never be repaid.
Oh, that's okay. It doesn't have to be repaid. Do you happen to have any incense?
No, I think we might be fresh out. But I could see if perhaps in the spring I could have some from town, from one of the larger cities brought in.
Well, that's okay. I can maybe travel.
I
to
could
some of the
requisite
large-
some.
You
for
could
a
what?
hero. I could requisite some for
What
a
does that
hero.
mean?
I
don't
could
know what
ask that some be sent here in the spring when the roads are more open for
that's
a
okay.
hero such as yourself.
That's okay. What is in the stores, Zach?
It's just general, there are various, because the town
Oh,
is
wait, DM?
just a.
Did Nom give me a list?
She did.
Okay, I look for stuff that is on Nom's list.
You are able to find everything on her list. So this town is this shop is largely. You get the feeling it doesn't make okay. This town is an agricultural community. That's what they do. And so all foods that they grow are not bought. They're just grown here. And you have learned, well, actually, no, you've not been here long enough to learn about how they trade those. But everything
We're
else
trying
is
to
brought
know,
in and
man.
important and sold at these stores. And so there are a lot of goods here that one could buy like once every 5 or 10 years, like pots and pans and goods like that, and basically clothing items. But then there's a whole lot of foods from other places, right? Like this town cannot get its own salt. This town cannot get its own, like these things need to be oil. These things need to be brought from other places. And so this establishment is one of the 2 in town which sells many of these items. And you find that the store you were previously at sold a little bit more like kind of like specific goods, and that it is this store that sells the very general things. And here you are able to find, I mean, not put some like finer things on the list you're not able to procure, but all the basics you can gather here.
Okay. I get those. And I say like,
These
oh,
would all
thank you. No, that's okay. And then I go around and I
usually
collect my things
come to 3 silver, but I could sell it to you for 2 silver and 8 copper.
Thank you. And I give him like 3 silver.
Oh, ma'am, you don't have to. Ma'am.
No, I want to.
Hello? Cleric?
I want to.
Lady?
Yeah.
Lady Gretta?
You can call me Greta.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I like you. I really appreciate you helping me.
I get to tell everyone Greta shops here.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Oh. Thank you for saving all our lives. But you know, between us, knowing folk, is it you all who've driven the Kefkins from is it just from passage from old Telthanon? We've heard the Empire's too afraid to return.
Greta leans in, and she like puts a hand on his like hand or arm or something.
He leans in so far. You have this man's heart and soul right now. Yes.
She says, "Thank you for your help today. You have a beautiful shop, and I'm just happy that you're here and you're doing well."
Can't say.
And-
Can't say. In the know. Right.
And she says, "Have a great rest of your day," and then she takes her stuff.
He then winks at you. I won't say a word. Thank you, Greta. Wow. And you like open the door and the wind and snow and just like
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So I go and I'm gonna stop. I want to stop by the lady who's making our bread maker.
Oven. Yes. We all remember.
That's what they call it, oven.
Was it Newman? Was it Cassandra Newman?
I can
Note
tell
taker?
you.
Scribe?
Hold on, give me 1 second. 1
I
second.
want to say it was Newman.
Craft-ordered. Where are my notes? My notes.
You find her. The DM has been preparing a bunch of different other things, as well as
Yeah,
an
it is.
insane amount of
Cassandra.
schoolwork. Oh, hey, sick, great. So you find Miss Newman, the dwarven smithy lady, and you find her hard at work, assembling stones, and she's actually making like a frame. And when you find her, she says, "Oh, Miss Master. Hello."
Hi. I just wanted to check out our bread maker. Just got here, and I wanted to. No rush.
Oh.
I'm just curious. I want to.
It's amazing. No, it's going well. Yes. The short dwarven woman with the dark skin and hair and like the dreads and the clasps, and she's like sweating even in the cold inside of her small smithy shop, and she's making a metal frame, and she goes, the frame's almost ready, and I'll be able to put down a stone base and then correct the stone, make the stone around it, and remove the center, and your oven will be buildable. You said you wanted it made behind your home?
Yeah.
Okay. I could have this done before end of next week.
Oh wow, awesome. So will you bring it here once it's done, or will you build it there?
Once your cast frame is done, I'll start building, probably by next Pecan.
Oh wow. Okay.
Maybe even on M.
Okay. Well, no rush. Are you gonna build it on behind the house, or you're gonna build it here and then move it behind?
That is where you wanted it, right? Behind your home?
Yes.
Yes, I'd make it there.
Okay, so we won't move it. Okay, just wanted to make sure.
I assume
It's
you want the
probably
mouth of the oven facing toward the back porch.
I don't know. Well, I'll check with my friend, or
Okay.
the person that it's for.
Your chef?
Maybe. Yeah, chef. My.
New hires are always tricky. I understand. Let me know.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You
Yes.
know where to find us. And Gretta
I
kind of
do.
awkwardly leave.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Bye.
And you're on
Thank
your way,
you.
Greta.
That's it. I think she goes back to the house. Yeah, she goes back to the house.
Okay. As the group is reconvening,
Convening.
we can say it's about lunch, and you all have an experience you have never had together. So you all have eaten multiple times a day, many times before, but it is at this time that you return to lunch. And now, with all these provisions handy, Spookuber has started making 3 square meals a day for the first time. And lunch it incorporates some of what was for breakfast, but now he's gone and bought some other bread. He's heated it on the stove, and he has charred it slightly, put a little bit of butter on it to like toast it in a pan, and then he's cut up leftover sausage from breakfast and like made like a kind of like griddle sandwich sort of thing. He's working with what he's got here.
A
You know?
sandwich, you say? One might say a sandwich.
Oh no. Yes.
One might say wedge of sand.
Okay. And these are available for you along with some very cold water. And but it's something, you're getting there. And he's like he's crumbling some like hardtack and some milk to make like a sort of porridge thing along to go with it. He's doing his best. And he goes,
Welcome back, everybody. I was hoping maybe, I don't know. We've been here for a hot second. You guys want some lunch?
Sure, Spookuber.
that's
You
a good
don't have
answer. They weird if I made the call and you hadn't eaten it.
You don't have to like cook for us every day. You know that, right? Like, I mean, like if you want to, you can. You just don't. You don't like have to. Like
Sure. I
We
don't
don't
know what my
expect
other
it.
job is here, but totally. I think maybe the raccoon's trying to get in some food. Give me a second.
okay.
That was Zach in real life, because in real life his raccoon was trying to get into some food. So his tiny black raccoon. Spookuber goes,
Well,
and he continues droning on about some topic and going over house arrangements and what you guys might want him here for. And all of you are keenly aware of that as Gretta, suddenly into your mind, a voice
Ruh-roh.
speaks. And you got me with that. You are spoken to by a voice you have not heard in some time. It's a sort of flat, somewhat low female voice that says, Greta, is this a good time to speak? And you hear the
Yeah.
voice of, I had an unexpected fart and it kind of broke my concentration. You hear the voice of Court, the 4th member of the Manibus.
Yeah, she's redheaded, right?
I'm sorry.
She's read everything. She's a fire genasi.
That's right.
Court. Okay.
K-O-R-T-T, the burning sorceress, the 4th member of the Manibus with whom you have
Yeah.
met twice.
Okay. I say, I like step outside.
Okay.
Greta,
say, "Oh,
it's your
hello."
food's right here. Okay, that's all right.
Hi.
And you step into another room.
Yeah. Step outside.
Yes. I was wondering if this would be a good time to check in to speak.
Yeah, it is. Do you? Yeah.
Is
Should
it
I
alright
go
if
get
come
the
to you?
others? What?
Is it alright if I come to you where you are?
Yes, you can. Do you know where we are?
Well, it can be a little hard to pinpoint sometimes. One of you has to step away from Rowena for a little bit, but yes,
Oh.
we do know.
Okay, well,
I mean, I don't know
yeah,
the
we're-
name of where you are, but
yeah. Yes, you can. Is something wrong?
well, we just thought we just need to talk with you all.
With. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, see you momentarily.
Okay. Greta's outside and she walks just like a little further from the house to get a little further from his necklace.
There is this ball of fire that consumes some of the snow nearby, just and suddenly standing there in the steam on the charred ground. You have seen Court teleport before, and it is always accompanied by fire. And standing there in the smoke is this woman with like jacinth skin and burning orange hair and gold all over her burgundy robe. And she lands and she goes, "Oh, right, it's cold here." And you look just beyond her to the road, and 120 feet up that way, with no one else there, is just this one kid who is halfway through packing a snowman who's just like... And Court just turns and goes, "Hi." And he just takes a glove and goes like... and waves, stunned. And then Court starts walking toward the house.
That's so funny.
I think Abby's doing a thing with a mic now.
I follow her.
Okay. And in the kid watching Mr. Incredible pick up the car in The Incredibles, the kid just stands there staring. And you guys go back into the house, and you pass in, and Spagoober goes,
And I think that has the meal. Oh, hi. Hello. Hey, Greta. And,
I suddenly see her footsteps appear on the Stone of Seeing.
you do, as you watch her real legs accompany them. And you are aware of it as
Are
she
you
passes
still
in.
just sitting in the house
Bazz
like
is
this?
just sitting there at the table eating his food, and he's got the stone of past paths up to his eye. And you go,
Rose-
Court's footsteps, as Court
Rose
walks
like,
in.
is he gonna?
And
ever,
Spagoober goes,
pull it down.
hello, Mrs. Quart. And she goes, it's Court, but thank you. And you guys watch as Nom, like, looks really put out, picks up her food, and just walks summarily into the room and closes the door behind her. And Court walks in. Hello, everyone. I needed to pop in.
Is everything okay? Hi, welcome. Would you like some food? Sorry.
Yes, if some's being offered. I'm a bit hungry. And Spagoober goes,
oh, that.
Have mine.
I'll be right back.
and he walks over to the... Oh, Craig offers part of his.
Craig, like, had just finished making a plate, or like, and he like hands it off.
Court, who's not a social savant, goes, "Thank you," and just sits down with the plate and starts eating. A moment later, the raccoon runs through, and Court goes, "Oh, okay."
Rose shares her plate with Craig.
That's a really big
He's a little...
cat. First of all, I know that we briefly made sure that you are all right, but we wanted to touch base with the matter involving the Count. We're aware of his existence, or his previous existence, but other than the possible threat he poses at a international level, we've never focused on him too much, but we are aware that he was a very significant threat to you all, and so we know that he has been slain, but we just wanted to check in if there was any other important information there, or if that matter
was a
had
fiend.
resolved itself.
He was a fiend. He was the tiger hand backwards guy. That's what he was.
Okay.
A
She
Rakshasa.
gets an interesting look on her face, and she says, "Oh,
He almost came back to life.
How
We
was
had to smash his
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah, that jar with the heart that we asked
Was
you guys
his.
about a while, that was his, yeah.
wow, that is very worth reporting to the Manibus. The Deep Roots are aware of fiends?"
No, it just kind of happened. We just kind of like ran it. Our paths just kind of crossed, and he couldn't get over it.
Have the Lost Lands run into other fiendish influences?
No, we actually ran into him outside of Port Splendissant. That's when our paths first crossed. He was after the lady, the Empress lady, the Countess lady.
Ah,
He hated her.
Sure. Wow, that's...
He hated a lot of
That's not
people.
I think he hated every single person he ever met.
Ro looks at Tello as if, like, do you want to share anything? Like, not like
Tello
rudely, not like,
Yeah,
come
right.
on.
Tello
just like...
Tello just like... He gets a somber look and he just goes, a terrible person. And he goes back to eating, and Court says, there are a handful of those in the world. I didn't know that the Deep Roots conceived of fiends. They're of other realms, and there should not be any in Yalabrin, according to some very old books. So that is valuable information I will pass along.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Okay. That's valuable to know. Well, all matters are resolved there?
Yeah, except... Miskor kind of...
The hag?
Yeah, we, I think we need to probably get rid of her. We haven't, like, decided, like, she kind of, like, wanted to make a deal with us because of the Count, and now she's... Yeah, it's like a whole thing. But, I mean, we haven't
deal struck?
covered.
It did. We did.
This may be importune timing. All right. Well, I don't mean to push you in any direction, especially considering what you've recently endured, but that may be worth resolving before we launch our next endeavor.
I have a question for you before we continue on with us being transparent and all. And
Yes, of course.
she goes in and tells them about the dream with Viscit and Lashla and the Red Lightning and all of that. She tells her...
You get like halfway through.
She tells her everything.
Court just starts nodding and says, yes, that's a bit of what we're here to speak about.
Oh, great.
Among with other previously discussed matters. It's not much of a secret at this point that you are among the Manibus' closest allies. We are, I would imagine, heavily relying upon each other at this point. And
Zach, can
we're
you...
meant to be speaking with you.
Sorry. Well, we, like, can't hear you. We're turning your volume up, so it's fine.
Okay. All right, great. She
Mike is so smart. I was just going to ask you to talk louder.
And I don't know we're among your closest allies.
Yeah.
We do the magic. She continues and she says, stupid. We were meaning to come speak to you within the next few weeks regardless, involving the eventual invasion of Zorgrum and the attack upon the Lich Queen, which is... We have been redoubling those efforts ever since Gretta, in one of the more important moments of the last year, let us know from your order with Ayun that 3 of the 5 Veil Blades have pierced the veil around Yalabrin. Ever since learning that information, we have redoubled our focus and tried to move that event up. If all is otherwise well with you, and we would ask you to carefully consider what facing the hag in such a populated area may mean, but if you need to resolve that issue, it may be time, given that we may need our attack upon Shistha to be sooner rather than later.
How much sooner?
We may have reason to believe that it is not 3 of 5 Veil Blades anymore, so much as 4 of 5. Are you all aware of what has transpired with the Kefkins, given your inquiries?
Not fully, except for the dream stuff and all that. They've been
We know they've been pulling back, but we don't know why.
Yes.
And we know, like, Viscit sounded scared.
Yes. Well. Yes. We were also rather uncertain the reason. They have been devising some nefarious machinations for some time without our understanding. They can be a hard organization to penetrate. The Iron Diamonds have the Iron Cauldron altogether, let alone their Zenith, have a well-armored hold on their plans and devices, but the Warriors of the Well have been at odds with a number of their faction for quite some time, as every bit as you all have. And are you all aware of the identity of Javian's sister?
I think the one
There's
that...
another royal, Savina Anam, and though this was business of some import to the world eventually, we had done our best to leave this the interest of Javian first. Many relations to many people at the Manibus, and Javian was not the only one to survive the Crimson Noon. It turns out Savina also did, and by the same mechanism, that she had also become a warlock of the Bloodied One. We are led to understand that, well, we are told clearly and explicitly by the Warriors that both as a function of their interests and concerns with the Empire and the well-being of all of Yaldrin, as well as Javian's familial involvement with Lashla, that they had chosen to have their conflicts with the Empire draw to a head, especially as the Empire had pulled almost all of their forces around the capital. 2/3 of their full army, more than 4 million troops, had been pulled to their capital.
The
in
capital of
protection
Keth?
of the Central Palace. Yes, Thrush. And that is its own matter. At the same time, as all of the Empire was pulling back to their capital in a way that they never had before, and the Kefkin Navy, its thousands of ships strong, had all been pulled back to guard Kefk itself. A military strategy none of us could make any sense of. Not with all of our intel, and not with any spies, not with anyone. We found at the same time that Undaloth, one of the 3 remaining generals, had been dispatched with his vessel, Deathbringer, and a small fleet, very small fleet, to Zedge. A very startling and confusing choice. We informed the Warriors of the Well, and they took it upon themselves as this their moment to intervene. And they set upon Undaloth. They faced him and slayed him. It seems that he had been sent. It seems that in his vessel, he had been slowly but surely over the last year and a half tracking down, and with the considerable resources of the Empire, purchasing the vast majority of bones from the slain dragon Yeppen, and had reconstituted the dragon under his keep as an undead monstrosity. The Warriors of the Well faced the Evershade, the Master of Necromancy there, along with his whole fleet and the dragon, and destroyed them all, escaping with their lives. After returning from that effort, with 2 of the 5 generals slain, 3, it turns out that General Kisk's body had been suspended within the dragon. A complicated affair. We're led to believe that he somehow gained a portion of its heart and life essence as a deal with the Holy Hunters at the edge of their conflict in Zedge. That this was the bargain they struck, which permitted him to rescind his troops. Thalgan has theorized that it was this reason for which he had fled from the Empire, and this reason for which he had been tracked down, though how and when we are not sure. With 3 of the 5 dead, and the Empire making so many unpredicted and surprising choices, and with our minds set to more final circumstances for the world, involving the Bloodied One and the Lich Queen, we condoned that the Warriors of the Well should head to Thrash and try and face the Empire, who were clearly launching some sort of a gambit for which we were not prepared. The Warriors of the Well were quite clever. They devised a way to enter the palace in its center, bypassing this immense force which apparently had been amassed to protect the palace itself. Again, a deeply concerning sign. They fought through waves and waves of Kefkins, and eventually found the throne room a waiting trap for them, where apparently Lashla, Vashnazan, and the Emperor were all waiting, along with additional forces. It appears that the throne room had been converted into one massive, intricate, magical circle. A circle of transmutation. The Kefkins have been launching for the last 3 decades expeditions into Choskanen, the last surface available ruins for the cultures of the old ones and of the elder ones in the Platinum Age. And there are a handful of other ruins of these cultures we've found of around the world. One is in the far north, but many of these are embedded under ice or within mountains. The Warriors of the Well have stumbled upon another. But in Choskanen there are 2 different ruins of departed cultures from the Elder Age. And the Kefkins have been launching investigations into this place, as we know. It is our most investigated location. We have spoken of this before. Their expeditions never proved fruitful. A small contingent of their group was trapped in a portion of this ruin in a chronomantic bind for decades. We'd found their endeavors unfruitful, but it appears they had actually discovered quite a bit and had been rather clandestinely communicating this back to the Emperor, who, through some discoveries by the Warriors of the Well, we have discovered is not only the current Emperor of the Empire, but has been a number of the Emperors. That this individual has led multiple lives within the Empire and has been the Emperor and Empress multiple times. And that this current name the Emperor was using for themselves, Asgon, was just a current identity. It appears this individual had determined there are many, many mysteries from the Elder Age in Choskanen, and one we had missed was a ritual for ascension to demi-deity, and that Asgon was pursuing this end, seeking a more eternal position for the Empire in Yalabun. The Warriors of the Well found themselves there, where Asgon had been waiting for them in a sort of hubristic vie at facing what he or they believed to be their ultimate challengers in the current age, and determining that as the crucible by which he might ascend to this demi-deity. He faced them there. They battled, and in the course of this conflict, they killed Lashla, Blade Eater. They also slew the majority of other forces there. Vashnazan is as we've had this reported from them, they are still in quite a difficult strait. The Warriors of the Well recovering, as will be clearer in a moment, but Vashnazan is perhaps an unparalleled warrior, likely the greatest individual combatant the Empire has ever produced, and perhaps of this our age. It appeared that he was overcoming the Warriors of the Well as they were fighting with all the forces. But as the ritual grew further and further, it was also clear that Azgon had not shared his aspirations with all of his generals, and Vashnazan found the tide of events against his interest and departed. The Warriors of the Well continued to battle what remained of the forces, but not before the ritual succeeded, and Azgon ascended to demi-deity. Not a god, but an incredibly powerful divine being, if you will. The Warriors of the Well then fought him in this form still. They really are plucked from an older time. When it seemed that they were losing this battle as well, Javian was mentally contacted by his sister, who told him to flee. In the midst of this confusing turn, again with what I've been able to piece together from the warriors, Savina appeared in the space. Since the death of Ukwe and her cultish empire in Kraska, we believe that Savina has become, and Javian's liberation from the Bloodied One, we believe that Savina has become the favored envoy. His
Of the Bloodied One.
herald of the end, if you will. And she appeared there, and for a moment the Warriors of the Well found that she was their ally as she was battling Azgon. But we told you of what transpired in Kraska, yes, with the cult, and how their destruction was... and you all remember how some time ago the Manibus told you about how the Warriors of the Well went to Kraska to fight Ukwe and her cult there, and that their destruction was ultimately a ploy from the Bloodied One, that in killing Ukwe, the powerful figure he had set up, they were slaying a tyrant and therefore completing one of the blood rituals as it subsumed their city and created another of those great craters in the world, and that this was the third veil blade that tore the veil around Yalabrin, and that this was the information that led Gretta to ask the question with the Order of Ayun that she did. And so, with you all remembering that,
What did you...
Yes?
I'm sorry. What did you call her? The Herald of what?
Herald of the End.
The End. Okay. Thank you.
Herald of the End. Court continues and she says, the party realized that perhaps Azgon's envoys in their expeditions to Choskanen had been nudged in the right direction by Zorgrim to discover this ritual. That as the emperor of the Kefkan Empire, having oppressed so much of the world, arose to demi-deity, that his death might again qualify as a sacrifice for a ritual of tyrants. And the Warriors of the Well suddenly redoubled their efforts to try and protect the emperor, but in their exhausted and partially defeated state, could not stop Savina, who succeeded in killing the emperor, and in doing so, completed a fourth ritual of blood. The Warriors of the Well fled, and Thrush was annihilated, as Ukwe's city before it, and the ancient city in Unsen before that, and so on. Thrush is gone. Vashnazan has fled, but otherwise, the Empire is... pieces remain scattered around the earth in bloom, but otherwise, the Empire's gone. In a single moment, the great majority of all of their army was annihilated. The vast majority of all of their leadership, and the greatest density of sentient life in the world, eliminated. Thrash was home to 8 million people, short of the army that was there at the time. The greatest concentration of life anywhere in Yalapin, whatever you may think of those people. Gone in an instant. Another great crater added to our world. The Warriors of the Well have spent the last week attempting to piece themselves together from the conflict. It has begun to seem we recognize we are facing a great foe. It is also hard not to take this as a personal failure of foresight, to have considered that this same trick would be played on us again in a different form. But it is difficult warring with a god. And our efforts now to topple Shista before such a similar ritual may be practiced seem all the more important. From what we have been able to divine, it is very heavily cloaked and shrouded, and we have been in contact with your order, Gretta. We don't imagine that Shista could be a conduit of a ritual of sacrifice, given that she is not alive, but after the events which have transpired with Ukwe and Asgon, neither of whom we would have considered to have been sufficient conduits for this, we're not going to take that risk anymore. And she is in another great spire, gathering undead toward her. We imagine that she might be the vehicle for the fifth and last Veilblade. We cannot allow this Veilblade to be torn. If the veil is torn, there will be nothing barring the Bloodied One's return to Yalabun. An event, I imagine, none of us could survive, as you all have been well aware for more than a year now. We planned early spring to head there, but we don't imagine we have that time anymore. We imagine that in the next 2 weeks, we will be setting out for Zorgrum to face Shista.
So,
Greta, it would appear your mic is not working. This is a magical spell. Mic on a stick. Abby, listener, what you can't see is Abby's been slowly affixing a mic to a pencil, missed it, and it went flying
Zach,
out of her hand.
I don't think I was there for the explanation of the Veilblade. So basically, like, when a great source of tyranny is, like, killed, it, like, pierces the veil that keeps Zorgrum out of the material plane, right?
So, you guys know that the veil is this incredible magical barrier that the Maker put around Yalabun a very long time ago, after the Hatefall. And that there were previously many more gods and forces that had access to this world. Part of the reason that no one in this world knows what a devil or a fiend is. And so there are these, apparently, over the last however many generations, and actually that the veil is even older than that, and that the Maker was, that he permitted only certain beings to see through it and have access to it. And that Zorgrum has been, as he sacrifices tyrants, it's this incredible, because blood and violence against powers and structures are this kind of ritual that feed him power, and that if he has a sufficient claiming of, and that it needs to be both like the sacrifice of a tyrant and like millions of lives at the same time in this weird like hyper cyclical like, you know.
What caused the city to explode? I guess I don't understand.
An upwelling of Zorgrum's power.
Okay. So it's like piercing that causes...
The killing of the tyrant is sufficient to get that going, and that like then the power can flow through. And then
he kills the people.
And then it's like as the tyrant dies, others die. As others die, this is like spilled blood in the sake of injustice, and that like he is the god of hatred and violence, but he is also the god of revenge and of he is the god opposed to oppression and tyranny And so it's this double-edged sword. And so that, like, in this weird, twisted, doesn't work out morally way, that, like, as all these people die, it is, like, a sufficient fuel, that it is an injustice, and that is a sufficient fuel for his power, and that all of that power is aimed up at the veil around the world, which also happens to destroy everything in a couple miles. And that these blasts of power are being called veil blades, and they are slowly but surely cutting through the veil around the world. And that Gretta's vision, when you guys were at the Order of Ioun, was that there are 5 needed, and it appears now that 4 have torn through the world. 1 forever ago, in an ancient culture, and then another in the city in Unsen, all during the Skyfires, and then another some time ago with Ukwe in the Wars of the Wellwork in the Wildlands, and then now most recently one having destroyed the capital of the Kefkin Empire, and most of the empire with it.
So Gretta speaks up and she says, so
it's kind of open-ended, like on who it can be. Like it's not like one specific person. It's just like whoever hits that limit. We don't really know what that is.
Yeah, the Manibus is admitting that they're having a very hard time predicting what these qualifications are, and that Zorgrim appears to be finding quite a few creative ways around what they thought could and could not qualify an individual.
So Gretta speaks up and she says, so obviously under normal circumstances we would kill Chista. Why, if it's a risk that this could be the last straw, why is it safe to do it now but not in early spring?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Are you sure it's safe to do it now and not in early spring? I'm talking to Court.
Yes, Court. Sorry, I said Gretta and I meant Court. Court is chewing through another bite of buttered bread and sausage, and she takes a hard swallow after drinking some water, and she goes, "Your captain's quite the cook." Well, we're not sure of anything at this point. In all 3 of these circumstances, the more time he was permitted to work, Zorgrim. And you watch her pause as she says the name out loud, as if it's a name she's much more concerned to say than she used to be. But she kind of pauses in that thought for just a moment and continues, and she says, he is orchestrating these circumstances with time and preparation. What we thought was a millennial gathering of forces to perhaps threaten the world with the Lich Queen, a distant issue for the future, we see now might be a gathering of conflict. We're not sure. As we understand it, these blood sacrifices must involve the living. And Shista and her ilk are anything but, so we don't understand how this could qualify at all. However, neither did we understand how the last 2 were sufficient.
They're not.
We do not want to wait, because the longer we give him, the more time in both of these circumstances. And we can't judge too highly what we could not have known, but in both of these circumstances, we saw the Empire as an unrelated threat, and we saw the cult in the West as related, but not through any clear purpose to this. So, though we do not see how Shista and her forces equate, we fear it would be dangerous to give more time to wait and find out. Additionally, it is amassing a force, and if Zorgrim intends to use them at some time for some purpose, they are reaching a considerable power.
I think that we should be careful about trying to go after Miskor right now.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be like the middle of Unsen. Like, imagine all the people there. Like, if she somehow meets some qualification.
We leave this to your...
Also, she's not like a cult leader or a political leader, but she does lord over a lot of people's. Like, she has a lot of control over people. Also,
from what we understand, though Miskor is a very malignant figure, to be sure, we do not know that she even remotely meets the qualifications. This is a function of the deity who Zorgrim is.
Well, she's trying to get the power of an outer deity.
A villain
like
without...
I mean, she's trying to like claim the power of Bathsheba, like the stone.
Yes.
Like she's been.
Were she in
with that.
possession of such, perhaps she would qualify. Again, we believe these individuals need to be more societally significant.
Okay.
Interpreting the role of deities in mortal reality is complicated, but perhaps from what we have learned of Gretta and from speaking with the Order of Knowledge, perhaps your Gadra Yaga, Gretta, would qualify. And not to say yours, we apologize. Perhaps the Hag Queen would qualify, but Miskor does not yet possess any of these powers.
What about Karkrin?
That's who I was gonna say.
This is another concern.
So my question, I'm hung up on Shista. So even though she could be the catalyst that begins the end of the world, we want to go kill her? Am I understanding that correctly?
Cannot. It is the living, the sacrifice of the living who lord over the living, or the deific who lord over the living, which catalyzes this ritual. She is not living. And yet Zorgrim gathers power to her anyway.
Where
We
she's
fear that he may in some point intend to cloak her again in life for the purpose of destroying her. This is nebulous, but in either case, as the hour grows near and grim, in either case this is a concerning amass of power.
So we're 100% sure that it has to be a living.
Where she's at? She's in Zorgrim.
Zorgrim.
Yes. So there's not really any living people there anymore, correct? There's not like a big society there.
Not a large one.
Do you think
there is a very small culture of goblins who live on a coast known as the Boiling Lake? Okay. And there is also an orcish culture lorded over by a dragon near a volcano in the land. But otherwise, no. And both cultures are small.
Do you think, because if I remember correctly, and I don't remember, DM, I don't remember who told us this, and I'm hoping that our characters know and it's not just me that knows this as a player, but didn't the society that used to live there, it was like, didn't they live like a really long time, right? Like
yes.
They were very powerful, basically.
It was one of the cultures lost in the Skyfires.
Would there be, as Shista is sort of a very powerful necromancer, correct? Could she somehow bring all of those people back to life to then kill again?
Kill them. We are concerned that this might be the purpose of amassing all of these undead.
Gotcha.
That were they in somehow to be able to be brought to life, their immediate destruction could act as this final catalyst. This is the reason we mean to dismantle this power before it could be converted. Now, how this could even be achieved, we are not sure, but perhaps this has been Zorgrim's interest in the deep magic, in the wellsprings and the deep wells, that this alone might be the source capable of converting undeath to life. This is again somewhat unclear to us. And the role Karkrin plays is, again, concerning. We imagine that his destruction would also be sufficient, though it is more complicated than this, but to be quite frank, and this is an oversimplification of all the variables we are measuring, we find it a more prescient and feasible conflict to face the Lich Queen on land than a young god in the ocean. At the very least, we have far more forces capable of traversing this land space.
Well, and if we did go after Karkrin, it could be
his destruction might trigger the same result anyway. If we could topple a young god, which we find equally unrealistic, his destruction might serve the purpose Zorgrim is searching for anyway.
Yeah.
We imagine at this point that destroying the Lich Queen before whatever her purpose could be would be sufficient work to keep the splitting of the Veil Blades before Zorgrim could ever return.
There's no other, I know they're very rare, but I mean, but Yeppen was dead, you said? So he was an undead, but
Yes.
would a dragon in a society, like if Yeppen had been alive, would that have been a big enough catalyst to...
Perhaps. We're not
mean,
sure.
is-
Well, he was slain.
But do we
and
know
his
if
death
there's...
did not trigger any event.
That's true. But he was undead, right? Or...
Well, the first time he was very much alive.
Oh, well, okay.
Yep, and the twice slain. We know that this is quite a bit to... We wanted to wait as long as possible
Wait.
with what you all are recovering from, but we also understood that this at some point cannot wait.
Well, what
We are
about...
informing you, if you are still willing to participate, that we mean to assault the Lich Queen in the next 2 weeks.
What about Javian's sister, though? She's a warlock of Zorgrim, correct? And she's living?
To our understanding.
Would she be enough?
With her
So-
asocial role, we do not believe so.
Okay.
From everything we understand, no.
Okay.
But again, he has proved cleverer than us twice now. Well, given that Shista was our former leader, thrice.
This might be a thing that y'all have already thought of.
Oh,
And maybe
please,
it's a
Greg,
stupid
please.
question.
No,
Is there any way, to, as opposed to killing Shista, to conceal her or trap her in
We have
something that
considered these
would
possibilities. We have considered these possibilities.
I'm thinking Genie's bottle kind of thing, if Craig knows what that, or send her, I don't know, she still use power. But,
We have considered this possibility. Part of the challenge is that most of the killing that the Hate King has done has been interdimensional. Most of the lives he has taken, he has ripped from other realms. So were we even to banish her, there is no realm he is more barred from than this, the material realm here. It appears that it is only the realm enwrapped in the veil that he is not able to cross. Bazz, I am again impressed that you conceive of what a fiend is, given the history of this world, but if you are aware of... Well, I remember you told us some time ago that Dolgoth, who was linked to such powers, again, a bizarre aberration for which we have not yet an explanation, that he threw you through some of the realms to which these powers link. Zorgrim assaulted these realms, attacked the Hells, and apparently, some time ago, slew one of their archdevils, decimating entire armies before being driven out. But this is to assault one of the most terrible and formidable realms in all the cosmos. And there's nothing to say that he could not return and do it again. Even the Hells fear him, and we are concerned to what realm we could banish the Lich Queen.
yeah.
But
What
to be
about-
clear, Craig,
Well, yeah.
if you have an idea, please offer it. Not only are we listening to all allies in this hour, but you all are a part of this conversation because you have earned your place here. You are an invaluable member of the coalition to defend this world, and we trust and respect the insights you all have brought.
Do you think... two questions.
Yes.
One, I'm sure you've thought of this with all the... But, like a
Please,
pocket
please.
dimension or something?
There are magics, especially old ones,
Yeah.
that could persist in such, but
Okay.
we're considering it. We really
Okay.
are.
The-
It
the
has
other-
not been ruled out.
The other question is, do you all think
that Shista knows of his plan? Like, would there be any way to?
She must.
Would there be any way
He is Lich Queen.
to?
He's spoken words through
if we
dreams.
were
I assume it wouldn't be possible.
Well, if we were to, when we face her, would it be possible to somehow, before destroying her or whatever, to trap her in a way to get her to reveal? Like, is there any magics that we could basically interrogate her?
We have not conceived of any, but we would love to remind you at this time that the Manibus is far older than you all. We are better resourced. We are more experienced. And we are the ones who have been fooled twice now by the Bloodied One. Obviously, you all are a part of this with us because we are in need. We all need each other. And you all have a very different set of skills than all of us. But to be clear, we also believe that your insights are valuable. We have been searching for answers for centuries, and it was Gretta and her insights and her unexpected choices, along with the favor of her deity, that provided us the most important insight we have gained into all these matters in centuries. If you all can conceive of a solution we have not yet considered, we are absolutely open to having it integrated into our strategies. And as a reminder, because we know that you all have been through quite a bit in the last few months, if you all are still willing to the request, not only do we mean for you to join us in our assault of the Lich Queen, but we mean for you all to be the ones that ultimately defeat her. And so, if you conceive of such a strategy, we would support you wholeheartedly in that effort. We do not mean to embed you in the strategy at this time, in the minutia, though we will be very explicit as it draws nearer. Our essential plan at this time is that Blackfang, Shista's tower, resides in the south central heart of Zorgrim. Around it stand 5 towers. Shista has 5 lords of death. One cannot approach Blackfang without overcoming these lords. They are incredibly powerful liches in their own right. And these 5 towers form a powerful barrier. One cannot conjure themselves to the tower, not to any of our understanding. The lords must be destroyed to assault the tower. And there is an army of undead in between. We are currently rallying every ally and force we have to be the aid which would open your entry to Blackfang. We are working on this strategy and have been for weeks as we speak, but we mean to summon allies from all around the world to come, assault the 5 lords, and provide you all entrance to reach Blackfang before Shista knows what has struck her. We imagine the odds of a true surprise at this time unlikely. We're not so arrogant as to assume that we would catch them unaware, but our current strategy is to defeat the 5 lords, provide you entry to the Lich Queen, and have you defeat her there.
Are these 5 lords living?
No. They are likewise. There are no living in Blackfang.
I wonder if, I know it's very unlikely,
Please,
but I just wonder if Miskort is going to be something. She had one of the scales.
It is not that she couldn't be.
She
couldn't be.
She started us on the whole journey with the Bloodied One.
True. Hags are inherently divining beings. They see the future as we see the present. So, from what we understand, it would make far more sense that she has been... Yes, Blackfang. Yes, Jackie. It would seem more logical to us that she has been a parasitic opportunist along this path, who considered the threads of your destiny and utilized them to her own gain. But to be clear, Bazz, nothing's impossible. This could absolutely be the case. All that we know of these events would point to it in no way being the case, but nor did we foresee Asgon intending to turn himself into a demigod. So
I think
that
we
she
should
might have a more important role as possible.
I think we should, if we want to make a move on Shista, I'm wondering if we should do that before going after Mistgore, just in case. Because I feel like
this is your prerogative.
I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, because if she's not, like, if she's the muscle behind that's supposed to be used after all the veils are pierced to kind of like, take life after the Bloodied One arrives, I think it would be better to, if we pierce the fifth veil accidentally, I feel like there's a greater chance of that happening. I feel like Unsum would be a great prize.
Yeah.
For that to happen. Very easy.
Bazz, if the fifth veil is pierced, this world is kindling.
It seems like it. I mean, just to me, it seems like. I mean, obviously, you have been watching this so closely for centuries, but to me, it seems like this is another trap. It seems like
we imagine it is, but we're also not sure how else to presume, and we have been a patient organization before, whose patience led us to a paralysis that permitted the circumstances in which we find ourselves. We are an organization obsessed with information and understanding. And I don't mean to cut you short, Gretta. Please, please. We respect your insight here. You are, well, quite frankly, Gretta, you're older than I am, and you have seen quite a bit. And you are the high priestess here of the goddess of knowledge, not I. But we were the ones so hesitant to act that we permitted Ukwe to rise until she was sufficient to be a sacrifice. We were the ones who said that the Kefkin Empire was a purely political endeavor. And I would like to point out that it was Bazz who suggested more than a year ago that they perhaps played some role in all of this, which we considered at the time but found no further evidence and moved on from. It is entirely possible this is a trap. But to sit by would be to wait for apocalypse.
I agree. One thought I have is the same way that the Emperor waited to become a demigod. Maybe not waited as much as like he wasn't until they were there, and then he became one in that moment. I worry that Shista is an undead right now, but then when we face her, the timing will be right for her to do what she needs to do or complete what she's been working on to become living. And that if we get into that situation, there's nothing we can do except try to attack her. And I think it would be smart to have a backup plan of maybe a pocket dimension we could put her in or something, or because I think that we should kill her if she's undead. But they're probably going to try and pull the same thing that they did.
Yeah, I think that if Zorgrim has the power to make her undead, he'll do it whenever is most convenient. And that's whenever...
We don't understand how he would have that ability. To our knowledge, no being in all the realms can convert undeath to life. But again, this is fully a possibility. We're just not aware of how it might function or that it exists. So again, you could be right. We want to be very clear, even if it's a bit humbling. And I don't mean this as a rebuff to any of what you're saying. She takes a hard beat looking at her water for a second, and she says, if we didn't need Alondra 6 other places, she, the more diplomatic one, would be here with you. Please forgive me. I think, as you all remember, I'm not the most eloquent of my cohort. We are trying to come up with a solution. And we do not want our desperation to push us to ignore these concerns. They are concerns we have as well. But we cannot fathom that waiting is the solution. It has not been the solution either of these two times.
So
I'm sorry, Bazz?
It's the best
ever leave the tower?
I'm sorry, Landon. One more time. I just didn't hear you.
Does Shista ever leave the tower?
No. Not
She's
that
there
we
all
ever-
the time. Has there ever been something that's pulled her away from it? That's like gotten her out of the tower, or like that she has left to go do, or look, or gloat, or I don't know anything.
Not yet.
Like the day she died, she hasn't left.
As we understand, we believe she's actually entombed there in stone.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay, maybe I'm having a count moment. Do we need to?
It's a Han
When-
Solo
when
type
we-
situation. Carbonite.
Yeah. Is this we need to
A
kill the
little, yeah.
heart after we kill the body? Like, if we go after Shista and do attack her and try to kill her as her being an undead, do we need her body or something like that to keep her from coming back?
Salt and burn.
Maybe.
We are working on a solution. We don't mean to topple Shista. We mean to destroy Blackfang. In every one of these rituals, there has been a physical structure sufficient to conduct the power upward. A
So,
focal
I
point for the
so-
energy, if you will. We mean to destroy the tower and bring it down.
what
on her
happens?
head.
What happens if we destroy the tower and don't kill Shista? I mean, obviously
need to
they
do
just build
both.
another tower at some point.
We
but
mean
we-
to bring
we-
the
do we-
tower down on her ash.
Do we need to? Is it smarter to bring the tower down and then kill her? That way, if she does end up being a sufficient sacrifice, there's no way for the, or would it just do it anyway?
This is all very possible, and we encourage you to consider these thoughts as we convene at a later time. Again, I don't mean this as an excuse. We have been This has been hard. And we are pulled in many different directions at this time. We have many more to whom we are beholden to answer. And many
What about
look to
that,
us now at this time.
What about that spell in the Osmond
We
Drake
imagine
Calamity?
We imagine that destroying her in a certain order may have value. We also imagine she will be quite hard to destroy.
Yeah.
She seems the greatest of all of Zorgrim's forces. And again, we do not mean to march on Blackfang with you all and us. We are rallying many allies. And I'm sorry, Bazz, you had a point?
What about that spell in the Osmond Drake on Calamity?
Well,
Like to take down
to be
Blackfang.
specific, Bazz, you all have had far more exposure to the Osmodreacon than we have. We know that our ally Kanajay has been working to copy them into print that they may be distributed to allies such as us, but she is still in this process, and we have not been able to witness such specifics yet.
Well, here, I'll pull it out and I'll show her the book. Or if
Okay.
Ro has it, then she can pull it
I
out.
have
Somebody
it.
has
I'll pull it. Landon, is it in? Which volume is it in? It doesn't matter. I pull out the right volume and give it to her. Because we have
And that's
both,
a moment of growth.
yeah, we have both volumes, and so whichever one it's in, I give it to her.
Rose, you pull it out. This
we
is
have-
such a dour and
copies.
serious moment, but you
Yeah.
pull it out, and as you show it to her, you watch as Court just sort of like fangirls for just a second, like Osmodreacon, and as she very carefully opens the text and moves
they're-
through the passages,
Copies, the ones we
Yeah.
have, because we gave the original.
and
to-
still,
Okay.
and still, as she carefully thumbs through the pages and reaches the points, you hear her mutter under her breath something about what an unparalleled talent Kanajay is. And as she reaches the chapter, she begins reading, and she pores over it carefully for about 10 minutes. It's awkward. It's just quiet. You guys are sit there eating. At some point, Spiggover goes, I see now how I can be helpful. And he's bringing over more like biscuits for people to eat while you guys talk. And at some point, he just squeezes Craig's arm and he goes, I'm still your captain. And he heats up some milk for like Craig to drink because he knows that Craig likes that in lieu of alcohol. And at some point after reading for quite some time, Court says, well, this would be quite a resource. This could be sufficient to accomplish our task. The issue is that, well, two, as we understand it, and I do mean as we understand it. Clearly there is much we do not grasp. Until the 5 lords are fallen, nothing can touch Blackfang. They form an incredibly powerful barrier, and all destruction we would unleash would first be spent upon them, and would need to be unleashed twice-fold. Though this is an incredible magic, and perhaps
Would
an
you rather
individual
just
could get past the lines
use them?
and cast it.
Would you prefer to use them on the 5, or would you prefer to save it for Shista? Like, that's the question.
Both of these
too.
are an incredible resource. The second problem is, and I'm going to attempt to put this in lore terms that moves past the mechanics. She says, the second issue is that this text is describing a level of arcane ability that none I'm aware of living in this age possess. And she's basically saying, that's a 10th level spell, and there aren't supposed to be any of those.
Yeah.
And so she says, but this again is an example of how the Elder Age holds mysteries to many solutions. We're also aware from a historical perspective that the obsession with power is part of what brought that age to its knees. Yeah. And she just, at this point, her facade falls. She runs her hands through her hair and she goes, you know, fun guys, it's honestly just good to have someone else stuck in this boat with us.
It looks like we're gonna do the best worst, the best bad idea, is what I'm hearing.
We're open to something better.
Yeah,
Moving back to the concerns that face you all, which are very legitimate and we want to acknowledge. The business with the hag is your own. I will consult with the Manibus, your concern, Bazz. I truly will. If she is in any way a possibility as a conduit of a Veilblade sacrifice, we will look into this. Bringing up your concern, though, Bazz, I would have your eye on the Hag Queen. Again, from what we understand, we do not believe Gadra Yaga to be a sufficient sacrifice. But far more than Miskor, we would suspect the holder of the Fate Needle, the central stone of Gretta's order, to be the most sufficient of any of these individuals, though even then we would have our doubts. The Miskor business we leave to you. The business I say about Magic Lane only being, and we know what it is to ask this. As best you can, please consider the innocents around you. But we bring this up only to say, if you have earned the ire of someone who threads fate, it may, and I do mean may, be prudent to cut that thread before we face what may be the most dangerous enemy in this realm. For I imagine that if Miskor felt so inclined, she could pluck those strings in dire moments. And it may be good to eliminate that threat before facing Shista. However, that is in no way an edict, nor do we feel we have the authority to command you in such a way. We only hazard you to consider this threat as it is a danger that has faced our allies before. We have watched before as hags of this realm have chosen particular moments to utilize their gifts from Bishaba to harm our allies. But if you, with your far better knowledge of her, and you most of all, Archpriestess, as she gestures towards you, Gretta, consider with your considerable expertise that this would be unwise, we trust your ruling. We only ask your consideration.
I have a question. And I guess I just wanted to kind of, y'all have eyes into places that I have no, comprehension of. I removed my family from Biosta, specifically.
Yes, I recall this, yes.
Yes. Since the Kefkin Empire is absolutely just on its knees, struggling, and mostly gone, Is it safe for them to return? I mean, in terms of what we know is safe to be in this moment, obviously, no one's about to be safe. But I would like them to be able to enjoy time there,
Craig,
if they can. But
Alondra
I
has
don't know.
told me of your delightful non sequiturs, and I may have underestimated her in the past. I think you have managed to find what might be some sort of strange positive in all of this. Though I am in no way an expert of Boston politics or micro-socioculturalities, this might be a safe time for your family to return. I imagine, unless what few remnants exist of the Empire decide to suddenly relocate themselves into Shkonikov in Biasta, which seems terribly unlikely, this is probably the safest possible time for your family to return.
Okay. That's really good to know.
Should I be referring to you as Sir Dundley?
No. No, please call me Craig. Appreciate that, though.
Are you aware of your position?
I'm just Craig.
Craig, are you familiar with the Order of the Old Ones?
I'm sure it has some great information. I'm just Craig.
Understood, Craig.
Enlighten
What I
me,
mean
but
to say
I
is-
will always remain Craig.
As the first paladin of the First Flame in 3,500 years, you are the first knight again of this order. You are Sir Dundley, historically speaking, but if you prefer I call you Craig, I understand this.
I'll hold the Sir Dudley in my pocket for whenever I need it to get in a cool place. But But I didn't know that, so I'm glad
that's
that I know
insignificant.
that now. Oh, I'm sure it will be, and I'm sure it is.
What you
I'd be
said
like,
just
yeah.
jogged my memory
Seeing-
of strange silver linings.
It'd be a silly
Oh.
question, but have we tried asking the maker about like these two specific things at all, or?
Well, none
Have
of
you
our
read about
order
it?
has any specific conduit to him. The Manibus are in every way aware of the gods, and we are ultimately 4 individual members. Some among us are far more religious than others, but we are ultimately arcane experts of the arts, and it's you all who have been chosen differently. You are the Druid of the First Flame. She looks to you, Craig. You are Paladin of the Old Order. She turns to Ro. You are Speaker of the Old Song. Janice is the Burning Sorceress. To our knowledge, you all are the ones most potently ready to hear such a voice. We have attempted to, if I can be quite frank with you, Bazz, I'm rather confused on why this purportedly benevolent voice chooses to speak so infrequently with so much danger, but we have attempted to elicit, to require of it answers before, and he does not seem interested in speaking when we demand.
He chewed us out like a little bit ago.
Really?
You're so
Yeah, he,
nice
like,
to say
I didn't want to say names.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
mean to get into your business, as the kids say, but in what way was this, if you so desire?
He basically said, "Hey, that guy you don't like. Hey, I made that. Like him."
I do not
Hey, be
understand.
fair.
David.
I think it was a
Guess
much
that's
more
the
broader
part.
focus on how we treat the things of the world and what we should prioritize.
Yeah.
I think is the larger message. But
You guys watch as Court really thinks about that for a second, and then she says, preferable to the Bloodied One's perspective at the least, I suppose.
I don't know. I think it's at least asking. Maybe we'll do that. We'll try. We'll let you know if anything. If you get anything.
if something comes of it, we would appreciate that. I would like to say, I want to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this is what faces you all. I'm sorry this is what faces me. I'm glad that you and the Warriors of the Well and other allies we have, which hopefully you will meet soon, are in this all together. But I'm sorry that you have also inherited this mantle. And thank you for not giving up yet. You all know F Moon, don't you?
Yes.
I love him.
That's who Craig's family's been staying with.
Why would you say that?
He's an odd duck.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Court looks confused for a second and then just continues. And she says, we mean for him also to be a part of the assault, an ally in the fray. If that's of any comfort.
are the we haven't spoken to them in a while. Are all the Warriors of the Well okay?
Alive?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I speak of how I do not understand this maker, but I frequently believe that successes are attributed to the gods that are very much our own, but as I have said, there is a varying degree of religiousness among all of the members of the Manibus. If it is his doing, I can say that I am truly astounded, after every conflict they have faced, that all 5 of them remain alive. It was more than a year ago now that one of their number died, as we've said in the past.
Yes.
And there was a barbarian with them. She wouldn't say that word. There was a warrior with them who faced Yeppen when they fought with the Holy Hunters, who has retired from their group more than 2 years ago now. But to this date, Ueg, Janice, Javian, Wiwu, I think I'm still saying her name correctly, and Vrangrim all survive. And it's at that time that you all hear the 5th name of the Warriors of the War of the Well for the first time, and you recall that that name is a name like the old dude you guys met on the island?
Yeah, I say
I
that.
don't know him.
Yeah, I'm like, is that
That's true, Bazz.
is
I
that
was like, nice.
from the island in the middle of the with the
I
other
don't know.
with the
where
other
he's from.
old dude? He's old, right?
That'd be a good
Really
question
old?
for Alondra.
Okay.
I don't know. But he's a dwarven fellow. Very stocky. Big Kefkin tattoo on his shoulder. And you
Oh
guys are
yeah,
like,
that's
oh, yep, that's wrong, Grim.
that's him. Yeah.
You've met him.
Yeah.
Yes.
How
We met
unlikely.
him, and he was a very nice man, and we danced, all of us.
You get a look from Court, and she nods and says, you all are the adventurers. Well, he killed an undead Yeppen, so
Wow.
he's really turned things around, I suppose.
Wow.
I'm sure this has been a lot. I understand if you all would like some time. And we're trying to tell you ahead of time, both so you have time for any matters you believe you need to take, and for preparations you would like to make. We understand what we're asking of you, and though we have quite a bit on our plates, we are at your disposal if you would like to talk anywhere in the next 2 weeks.
I may. Ro gets like a look on her face of like remembering something. This girl that remembers everything has forgotten something, and she remembers it. And she goes, I need to check into some things, but I think I may be able to possibly find out an answer to our questions, but I'll
That
keep you
would be
posted.
lovely. If you can suddenly do that, that would be quite a boon.
Did you say
Thank
quite a boon?
Yes?
Sorry.
Okay. Fun guys. If I may be of any further service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Best of
She
luck.
looks around quickly and she
Please keep us
goes, "Your home
updated
is
if
lovely."
anything changes.
Oh, we will. We most certainly will. Also, well, I imagine you know. Do be careful, if you're not already. I imagine you are still some concern to the Dogmadon, to Karkrin's ilk. So, if you weren't already aware, but we're sure you are.
Thank you.
Though you have certainly chosen a spot far from the sea. Your home is lovely.
He haunts us
Yeah,
every day.
he
Every day
does.
he haunts us.
You all are aware that you have not had a dream in a week. Not since
Well,
Rogue had that dream.
Never
Not
mind.
apparently.
He-
Ever since
used to haunt
Thrush
us.
went boom, that's just stopped.
Oh, interesting.
Since what?
Ever since you guys are putting together now, ever since Thrush went boom, dreams have stopped.
Oh, since the
Yeah.
capital went boom.
He was the god of
thought my god-
dreams. And he died.
No.
Oh, never mind.
But yeah. So
Maybe it wasn't
may
Kark,
occur
or maybe
to
it was
perhaps the
Azagon or
particularly
something.
perhaps to the particularly religious among you, it may occur that as the veil gets thinner, maybe Karkrin's trying to appear on the radar less. He might be the single most powerful being in this entire realm, but maybe he's trying to make a little less noise right now.
Yeah.
So far. Those powerful beings so far.
So, Court stands up and she says, "Your home is lovely." She turns to Scuba and she says, "Thank you for the meal." Scuba goes, "Well, you're welcome." She goes, "Have a wonderful day, fun guys." She walks back toward the front of the house and she says, "I don't want to burn your floors, so I'll step outside."
Thank you.
She opens up the door, walks out in the snow. And you watch, after her fire disappears and the smoke goes up, you watch as how still no one's out there. All the way up at the gate at the edge of your property is the kid who was like waiting there to see something
No.
again, and he just goes and points. And Spagoober walks up to the front door and goes, "Hi, have a good day," and like closes the door. And you all are left there.
Greta's gonna walk up to Craig and say, "Hey, Craig, can I have this stone? I would like to make a call."
I would.
Hey,
Also-
Clannis, where you at?
Yeah. I would also like to just queue up something that I'd like to do before the session ends.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Greta's gonna walk outside
I don't know where this hair came from.
and
Front porch or back?
back porch,
Okay.
and she's gonna walk like a yard or two away from the house.
You open the door and the raccoon starts to follow you. It gets to the like heat barrier to the outside and just goes and turns back around and goes back inside. Oh, that does not
Aw.
want to be an outdoor raccoon.
Aw.
He doesn't. He's not
Okay.
about that life. And
Well, that's better for the chickens and the farm.
Indoor raccoons don't bite people, though. He needs to know that.
So Greta's gonna walk out like a good bit and like sit.
Mhm.
And she's gonna call Nifty, and she's gonna say, "Hey, it's Greta. I just, are you there?"
every session I go, I'm prepared. Greta, you feel the connection? What's Nifty sound like again? Okay. Weird old guy. And you hear a voice go, I'm there.
She's gonna
Or
like
maybe
pull
you're
out the
here.
telescope and like fiddle with it. and I just wanted to talk. Is there a way we could like talk face to face?
Sure. You got like a poet or
Nah, that's okay.
What about like elbow to elbow?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Okay.
You know the elbow spell?
No.
I don't either. Shame. Hold on. Let me look at you.
And a long time passes.
Greta waits.
How long do you wait, Greta?
She would wait like 20 minutes, and then after 20 minutes she'd start pacing because she's cold, and then she'd
Okay.
pace for another like 40 minutes.
Okay. So 25 minutes in, there's a big from nearby you, and a bunch of the snow like fluffs up, and when Nifty teleports in, it's like a really big gust of wind, and wherever he lands, you notice there's like a little bit of like bean residue all over the floor, just near his feet.
Bean
He lands,
residue
goes,
is disgusting.
Yes. He goes,
I ended up in the wrong place. Magic for half a millennia, still getting it wrong. Stupid.
Wait, you cut
cold
out.
here.
You cut out. Just right after the last. You cut out right when you said, like right as the puff of snow.
Okay.
As it settles.
So there was a puff of snow, and then like a circle of bean residue wherever he landed, and he goes,
yeah.
I went to the wrong place.
doing magic for half a millennia and still getting it wrong.
Oh, I run up and I give him like a big hug. And he's
Okay.
tall. He's a human, right?
Yeah, he's a short human, but he is much taller than girl. Everybody's taller than you. So you're like at his waist, and you give him a big hug, and he like stops for a moment, but he leans forward and reciprocates the hug, and it's honestly a lot warmer than you were expecting from him. Not like completely emotionally vulnerable, but like present. And he
Yeah.
gives you a pat on the back. Then he raises up and thumps your head kind of hard with his thumb. Then he goes,
Let's go inside. It's cold out here.
"I'm from a
Could I
tropical
ask you
climate."
something? Could I ask you
Yeah,
something?
totally. It's cold.
Can I ask you
I'm
something
old.
in the cold? I'm sorry.
Fine.
He's listening.
I
Hold on. Let me get up his character sheet. I didn't know we were going to be doing this. Where is he? Is he in miscellaneous allies?
Can
Yes,
I say
he
my
is.
thing?
Yeah,
Ow.
sorry.
I love that
He's
he's in that
leaving
folder. I want to know the other folder names.
I'll tell you at the end of the campaign.
Before you have to be in front of everyone, I just want to. I want to ask you about something personal and something hard to talk about. And she like
He
gauges his
nods and
face.
he says, yeah, he nods, like listening very serious, and he says,
Sure, bud. Give me a second.
and he pulls a little cooked bean out of his pocket. It steams in the snow.
Not the
He rubs it on his wrist and mutters a little bit, and he casts Floof on himself, a spell you all have not
What
seen
is
yet.
that?
And all over his body, he just goes and grows
Oh my
like 2 inches of thick blue fur all over all of him.
Wow.
It's kind of terrifying, and he goes,
That's better. Okay, talk to
Yeah.
me.
and it's hard because
Yeah,
now he
but-
kind of looks like the blue monster from Monsters Inc., but he's just nodding.
DM, I want to make sure that I get this right before I ask him. Nifty used to like be kind of married to Shista, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, like yeah, in a common law way, yeah, they were like
Yeah. Yeah.
lifetime friends and lovers.
Okay. So I just we're being asked to do something that I think is a bad idea, and that I think but I think it might be the best bad idea. And she kind of like explains the situation. And
Okay.
she says,
He nods, listening carefully.
I hope that you can forgive me for dragging this out. And she starts to get a little teary because I would hate if someone dragged, my lifelong friend into a world conflict and asked me about it. So I hope you can forgive me for that. But I just wanted to know, I just don't want to cause the end of the world. And I think you might have the most insight. And I know the Manibus is like the smartest people ever, but I
No.
don't know. I just wanted to get your thoughts, and I'm sorry for asking, but I think you're the best person I could ask.
He studies the snow for a little bit in a seriousness you weren't expecting from him. And or not to say that you weren't expecting, excuse me. That is uncommon of him. And he just ponders for a moment, and then he turns back to you with some emotion that wasn't expected, and he goes, "Oh, don't be sorry, chicken nugget. It's all right. It's a valid question. That is tough. Manibus has got a bad bag. It's a bad job. Nobody should have it. I don't know what your right choice is. That's part of the reason I marooned myself on that island. I got tired of being a fella people needed to make right choices. It's wild I got there.
Yeah.
I mean, I specifically made my whole identity around not being asked to make right choices. The responsibility came and found me eventually. And her name was Shista. I don't know what your right choice is. I really don't. I promise. I knew I'd tell you.
Yeah.
The woman I love's been gone a long time. You know, Gretta, I trust a gut. And it's not because a gut's any smarter than a brain. It's not. But when your brain is overwhelmed, when your brain is so concerned about, oh no, that dragon's gonna eat my kids, and I haven't paid the taxes yet, your gut stays focused. Because your brain can forget how good a being is, but your gut always wants one. I mean that both very deeply and very shallowly. I trust a gut.
Yeah.
And Greta, I trust your gut. Which is wild, because I don't know you. You could secretly be very stupid. I mean, I've been watching you a while, and I've had a couple good conversations with you, but I don't know you like that. But I trust your gut. My gut trusts your gut, you know? If your gut's telling you should do this, could be the end of the world. Who's gonna judge you after? If your gut's telling you shouldn't, well, maybe check with your spleen, but do what you feel's right. But as for checking with me, kiddo, I just happen to still be here. Because I got exposed to some magics a long time ago that won't let me. And then I feel like punching the ticket out early's wrong. So I'm just still around. If you gotta do what you gotta do, don't keep from doing it on my account. I loved her, but she hasn't been around for a long time. And I'm still here. Just a couple of guts in the snow.
Yeah. Well, if I die in the end of the world fight, thanks for making magic magical again. And thanks for being so silly. And thanks for teleporting all the way here.
What'd you say? The first thing.
Thanks for making magic magical again.
I didn't know you felt that way, Greta.
Yeah.
And he just looks up for a second, weirdly. Seems to think, and he looks back at you and he goes,
All right. Can I give you a little bit of advice?
Yeah. I'd be crazy if I said
They
no.
never tell you when you're headed into your big, it's the end of the world. And you know what? Let this encourage you. I've been in 2 end of the world fights and it didn't end yet. But
Yeah.
I mean, it was, I'm not going to lie, it was really bad. Don't lean on that one too hard. But when you have the end of the world fight coming, they tell you to prepare. They tell you to think. You know what they don't tell you? Have a good breakfast. Have a good
Yeah.
breakfast and take a dump. And listen to me, I'm not just being a goober. Listen. Have a good breakfast because you might die. So eat
Yeah.
your favorite thing.
Yeah.
Something horrible is going to happen to you. You're going to blow up or burn to death. So who cares if you throw up in the middle of the fight? If you want pancakes, eat them. It could be your last meal. Eat what you want.
Yeah.
That'd be nutritious, but eat what you want. And then second, go to the bathroom. I mean
Yeah.
that. Because you think you're fine, and then you see some horrible mind-melting reality, and then you poop yourself. And then you're facing a terrible reality, and you've crapped yourself. And that sounds like a joke, but I mean it. It's a terrible feeling. And
Yeah.
it throws off your game, and you're not ready.
Yeah.
Eat, poop, then fight. That
Eat,
is a
poop, then
good
fight.
lesson.
Okay. Yeah.
Eat, poop,
Yeah.
fight.
Eat, poop, fight. You should put it.
My
You should
motto.
put that on a sign or something. It's
You
just
know
got a
what?
ring to it.
I should
Eat,
put
poop,
that on a
fight.
sign and put it on the front of my island, and that'll attract the right kind of people and repel the wrong kind.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
smart, small star. They should call you Big Star.
Yeah. I'll look into a name.
I like you too, Greta.
Oh well. I'm glad. I like
I
you
feel
also.
less lonely when I'm around you.
Oh. Well.
Anytime you want to visit my island, you come.
Okay.
Maybe I'll make you something that lets you bloop over there. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've always got your telescope in my pocket, so.
Okay. Do I say your friend Craig sticking his head out the window? Is that what's happening?
DM. How old is
Yes.
Nifty? Like, how old does he look?
Old.
She's shipping.
Yeah.
How old is Greta?
Old.
not as old as Nifty, but old.
Okay.
Is Craig popping his head out the door?
No, he has his, like, head plastered to a window, like,
He points at you and he goes,
I forgot about him. And when he points, he whispers,
Craig, could you make a
No.
Constitution saving throw?
No.
For me? Or no, wisdom saving throw? Oh, I have so many good options. Hold on. I've got a lot of good options here.
Constitution or
there's a
wisdom?
smorgasbord. Yeah, let me figure out which one I'm doing. Oh, guys, it's so many good. I could go with a classic, or I could get funky. Let's go with a classic. Let's go with a classic. Okay. Let's go with. Oh my goodness, guys, is polymorphs a wisdom saving throw?
Oh no.
Yeah.
right?
It is. Yeah.
We'll go with a classic. I feel like it is because I remember
That is
every
a
single
classic.
time I hear that, I go, that makes absolutely no sense. How is not changing your body something to do with your brain?
Right?
Okay, so Craig, wisdom saving throw?
19.
Hey, that is really good. Does it beat Nifty's DC?
Oh, but
No.
Nifty's really old.
So that's great though. That was a really good roll. So Craig's there's plastered at the window, and then he's a chicken.
No.
Oh my gosh, the
And then-
raccoon.
Out of
In
there.
the house,
is
the raccoon goes. And Craig,
Craig,
the raccoon's got a look on his face.
Craig, is smart enough to know. To Craig.
But is a chicken smart
Actually-
enough to know?
Very importantly, Micah, this is not wild shape. This is polymorph. You have the intent. You are a chicken. And
To
you watch
Craig.
his.
Craig.
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 Shrek.
Goes goes onto the table to begin, and then onto Spagoober's head.
And Spagoober goes like you fly up onto the table. And Spagoober's like, he looks at the raccoon. Now. And Mom goes,
Okay, all right, this is a good start.
and then the raccoon Jug lunges at the table, and Spagoober lunges at the raccoon, and then back to outside. What's Ro doing?
Are
Hello?
you mean Greta?
Or back to Greta?
Well, do you need to go back to you right now, Greta?
Well, can I just offer
Yes.
I like give
Wrapping up.
Nifty a pat on the shoulder and I say, "Do you want to come inside now?"
No, I'm fuzzy now.
Oh.
But I'll tell you what. Give me a ring, Greta. Give me a ring before you go to the... Oh, are they frozen again?
Oh no, I think they are.
They are. They're frozen. They're frozen. Landon, I like the thicker beard. It's a good look. Makes you look like a Giga Chad, like you have a
Oh, he's
gigantic chin.
Well, somebody has to be.
Can you hear us now, Abby?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
goes,
I'm all fuzzy, so I should probably go. But I'll tell you what. Before the end of the world, give me a ring. Let's hang out sometime.
Okay.
Let's hang out some evening when you just want to have a good time, and I'll throw all sorts of weird magic around, and we'll just have fun.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a great breakfast. We could
So, okay,
turn
the night-
Craig into like 5 different things.
So the night before the end of the world, we'll hang out and then we'll make a good breakfast. Then I'll poop and then I'll fight.
You're getting it, kid.
Okay. Yeah, I'll call you.
All right. He holds up a hand and he goes, "Old farts."
Old fart.
You high five each other, and he goes,
All right.
and then he just he like walks off a distance more, and he goes,
Don't stand too close to me.
Okay. She backs away.
he goes like 200 feet out, and then just a lightning bolt just swallows where he is, and he's gone. You've seen him do that before. Well, and there's you look around the house, the kid's made it halfway around the fence, and he's just going,
Poor child is so confused.
no, he looks so excited, and he's looking at you, Greta.
Greta just lays down on the ground and she makes a snow angel for a little bit and then she just like cries for a long time. Just on her back looking up at the sky.
The kid then looks weird out and leaves. But yes.
Yeah.
Ro, what is your last thing before we wrap up the session?
It might be like a couple minutes. Is that okay with everyone? I just want to check in. Okay. So when all this, like
Micah's out.
when Court leaves and everything, I think because Ro got like a revelation or something, is it safe to say that like we keep the oven like not on top of the thing so that we can go down
Yes, you
there?
guys.
Okay.
Yeah, at this point now that it's in use, you can have used it
Okay,
so that
cool.
you have access to the trapdoor.
I think she goes down
Okay.
like pretty far all the way down if she can to like the pond. I don't know if that takes a long time, but
Ro, you're halfway
Yeah.
down the passage, and
yeah.
suddenly you hear like a really violent ruckus upstairs, like somebody wrestling with a raccoon and a
yeah.
chicken. But you
Yeah.
keep going.
Okay.
You make your way past that like carved room, then
Mhm.
through the narrow tunnel. Then I need to pick a different song. No, let's go with this one. Then past the first chamber and the second that are rounded and large, and you go past that really long switchback that goes down that huge trail, and eventually the cavern. I mean, you've walked hundreds and hundreds of feet now, and eventually the cavern widens up into that massive subterranean chamber with its pillars, and that cool pool of still water.
She's gonna sit down. She has Soul Mender, her lute.
Okay.
And for a long minute, she just sits there kind of tracing the maker symbol, because she remembered that when she received it, it was well blessed. And 3 of those charges are for mass healing on, and she forgot about that. As a reaction, when this is just for you, as a reaction when anyone casts a healing spell during combat. But the other 2, she remembered, and these go away. They just go away after she uses them. Is commune with.
I was really wrapping up the session.
The maker.
Feeling like
I'm so
I had
sorry.
A lid on it, and then.
I'm so sorry.
That was cute.
And so she's going to sit there and she's going to play, she's just going to kind of strum. I don't even know what it is. She just kind of strums, and it's like, it sounds like, is much like the old song music that she's played before, like when she played it. And it's like very, almost like haunting.
You're casting commune?
Yes. Yes, I am. If that's okay. Okay. And that
Holy crap.
That's to the maker, correct? Because usually it's a cleric to their
that's communing
deity.
with the maker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. Okay. And it's, I believe,
Okay, three questions.
questions. Yes or no.
All right. You might receive an unclear answer. In a case where a one-word answer would be misleading or contrary, the DM might offer a short phrase or answer. All right.
Sorry.
Okay. Ro, as you go and you sit there in the cavern and you begin playing your lute and pattern, you watch as you start playing the overlaying tunes, you realize that every single time you feel like a kind of a rhythm, a vibration in the cavern, and you feel like it's just your music before you stop and realize that like every single time you are plucking these chords so gently, it's like the whole cavern is shaking very slightly. And you watch as the vibrations pick up on the water and begin dappling back and forth along the pillars. And it looks cacophonous at first before you start realizing that after a moment of playing, they are like, and it's like, you know how people in, with modern instruments can play into like a recording and then like layer song over song over song over song? Mm-hmm. It's like as you're playing magically, each tune you're making is picking up over the walls and relaying, and then relaying and then relaying until you're making a more and more and more complicated tune. And you find that the time to start drawing your tune to a rhythmic similarity is as the ripples over the water are starting to make repeating symbols of the maker across the pillars of the water. Cool. And those really thin ribbon eels begin working their way out of the water and begin swimming in really abstract looping patterns that are like multiple of those circles moving around each other. And as they do, go in full like avatar state here, the eels begin glowing and lighting up, a quality you did not see as a part of their physiology previously. And you begin lifting off of the floor as you play.
Oh crap.
And as you begin playing, you feel your fingers drift off of your lute. And you feel like your head's starting to grow fuzzy and you're starting to lose consciousness. Even though you've quit playing Soul Mender, the music keeps playing and then you just fall backward, unconscious. Whoa. And right before you lose consciousness, as your head's about to strike stone, you instead keep falling, keep rotating until you rise up. And you find yourself floating alone in a vast empty expanse of dark blackness with incredible constellations and bands of cosmic color all around, a place you've been before. And as you find yourself in this place outside of time, you hear a voice say, "I've waited to hear from you, Ra."
Sorry it took me so long.
An apology is not what I was looking for. I know you've come with questions. But as I've told you before, I would just like you near. Please, ask.
And okay, I want to word these. Like, I know you're not gonna
No.
mess
I'm not
me
gonna
up.
go,
Like,
gotcha.
well, you didn't say this exactly.
But technically, you didn't need the comma.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it.
So she asks, is defeating Shista, the key to the last Veil Blade for him, the Bloodied One?
You hear an unexpected somberness in the voice, like almost as if it's lamenting a little. And he says, "No." And actually, to make sure that I understand your question,
Yeah.
you are saying, is killing Shista now as an undead
Yeah.
going to be a Veil Blade?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The voice
Okay.
answers back with somberness and just says, "No."
Is it even possible to stop the last veil from being broken?
Again, a pause and an unexpected, sadness. Lament is not something you've heard from this voice thus far. But as this ancient voice speaks, he says, "Yes."
Trying to figure out how to word it. Do we already know the person or thing that will trigger the last veil to be broken?
The third response in the voice is the heaviest of the three. As if the Maker is feeling. You hear empathy and sadness as he says, "Yes."
Okay.
Bro. No one can take you from me. Not in life. And not in death. There's no fire. No blood they can bathe you in. That could wash you out of me. Whatever you go to face.
I'm with you. I couldn't be closer. I always have been. So many things are asked of you now. I tell you, lay your weapons down. Come and rest with me. No matter what lies ahead of you, you will always be mine. And in any outcome, whether today or tomorrow, precious to me is the death of my faithful ones. There is no door you can walk through where I cannot grow closer. I don't need you to bear this all alone. I don't need any of you to do it. I love you, Rowan. And all of the colors and the stars sort of mix together. And as the black swirls with the color, Ro, you just find yourself waking up on the floor. As Micah physically wakes up in real life. Sorry. Emotionally resonant scene. Sorry.
That was.
Are you okay?
That was a beautiful picture. That was
amazing,
that's,
Micah. So sorry.
yeah.
Listener, we swear we're not trying to diffuse meaning with humor. That was just amazing. Ro woke up in the game, and then Micah woke up in real life. That was incredible.
Isn't that like the second time something like that happened?
Yeah, the second time.
Okay.
And I think on that excellent note, that sounds like a very good time to end our session. For my note-taking nerds, hold on. Well, actually, for everybody, let me open up. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Okay. You guys gain 0.04 for the 2 sessions. And then, yeah, I'm going to call that, a lot happened there. I'm going to call that 0.09.
You mean
0.09.
Plus 0.4 and plus 0.9 or just 0.9?
No. 0.09.
Is
0.09
the only thing we're adding on, correct?
Because there was a ton of role play. You all learned about the Kevkin call. You strategized with the Manibus. I mean, so many different important things happened. I'm gonna say that you guys gained a ton of XP there.
We are at 14.547.
Dang, guys, you're halfway through level 4. You're more than halfway through level 14. 14.547.
Wow.
Okay. Great session. Very different than the first one. 2 totally different sessions.
I feel napped up. Let's have a third.
Good job, dude.
Have a third.
You know, I love you guys in D&D very much. I'm actually gonna go to bed. But actually, no.
I don't know if I've
actually edit the episodes.
I don't know if I've ever heard Micah be the one to be like, "Let's go."
I like
Third
this
session.
energy.
No, that was a complete joke. Please let me go to bed.
Oh my goodness. All right. I just rolled a 33 on a D100. That's a lot of notes, Jackie. Holy crap.
I didn't want to use up another page, and I thought we were almost done, so I just kept adding sticky notes.
Jackie, that's so many notes. Holy crap, dude. Would you take a picture of that and send it to me? I want to put that on the Patreon. Anyway, listeners, life's an incredible adventure. And we're still on it, dude. We're still in it. We're all in this together. You're an important part of it. And even as we move further toward the end of this one, we are, well, it's an incredible adventure. We look forward to seeing you all next time.
You're an important part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did say that, but I'll say that again.
Oh.
You're an important part of it.
Didn't hear it.
But hey, Abby,
that's the
I like
really
that you.
important part.
I like that
gotta
you
be
stick
needed.
up for the listener like that. Abby's on your side, listener. Abby's on your side. She believes you're an important part of it, and she's in it with you.
Okay, it really is. You really are.
It really is, and you really are. That's true. Skibbity wobbin' dada. We'll see you next time.